Well, we'll see who comes to my party. And I didn't put the music on, though. This sucks. Let's see. I probably lost everyone because of the fact that... Oh, this will be, like, all on later, so, like, I can't be totally retarded. I don't do live normally. It makes me really nervous. But, I know a lot of stuff, I do. And I'm open to debating. Or, I have some interesting things, actually, that I could show. I'm not sure what to do. Just go on about my video, like any other video. One thing I don't understand. Okay, I'm doing this live. I didn't even think you could do it from a computer. But I was about to, until it said you have to load this encoding software. And I'm thinking, why do I have to do that? I don't have to do it on my iPad. Why do I have to do it on a computer? What's up with that? Maybe somebody can fill me in, because I just don't know anything about that stuff. I'm trying to get this situated here, because my stand for my iPad broke. And I really wanted to use the computer, but I'm not sure about all the software, and I'm hesitant to load stuff unless I know that I'm doing the right thing, or what I'm doing. Let's see. I actually have the book I was looking for in my last video. I had to charge this because of the fact that I couldn't do it on my computer. I tried. And I also went up and posted something on Instagram. But when the flat earth really hit home for me, like there's just no question. I'm talking to nobody. That's the way I normally do my videos. But then it throws me off when somebody pops in. Let's see. I just, my friend has these old books and stuff, and I love books. I don't trust Google, especially with all the fake-ass stuff they have out there now, when fact-checking is done by liars. Liars. But there's a picture. Somebody will see this eventually. Flat Earth, right here, with Antarctica around it. Buoyancy and density. There's no such thing as gravity. No such beast. There's no gravity. It's all about buoyancy and density. And there's actually a really good video on YouTube that will back this up. Gravity was never proven. Gravity is a theory. It was never proven. And when you drop two objects, they should fall at the same rate, so they say. But if you've ever dropped a piece of paper or a feather and a rock from a distance, up high, they don't fall at the same rate. The paper will float, the feather will float, the rock drops. Well, that's because it's not about gravity. Otherwise, they would fall at the same rate. But if you take a tube and you put the rock and the feather in this tube, or a coin is what they used in the experiment, and you take all the air out of it, it's just a vacuum, they'll fall at the same rate. Because you've taken out the factor of the air and stuff, the differences, to where they're both going to fall at the same rate. When Felix Baumgartner did his supposed jump, and I didn't realize this yet, because I was bugging the NASA holes. What is this, how did he stop falling? I mean, he jumped out with a damn parachute and free fell. And landed right on the target, right? Which, kind of hard, I thought. Why didn't he burn up on re-entry? And, how did he just start slowing down? My friend says, oh, he's wearing a jetpack. I said, no, he's not. There's no electronics on this guy at all. He's just falling. But there comes a point where he starts to slow down. It's like, how did he start slowing down like that? Change in the atmosphere. He obviously got to a point, if this was even real, to a point that it changed. It became more dense, and it slowed his falling, which makes sense. As you go out of the, up higher, you have a thinner atmosphere and so forth. So when he's falling, he hit where it changed the rate of falling, because it was more dense than the air above him. That's like oil and vinegar. Why don't they mix? you know? Or actually, that's not a good one. It's oil and water. Oil and water, because the others, they push each other away like two magnets. Push each other away. But when you have oil and water, the oil will sink to the bottom because it's more dense than the water. Just like a balloon. You blow up a balloon and you try to pull it underwater and the balloon will shoot up to the surface. It's because the air in the balloon is less dense than the water surrounding it, so it rises. The heavier, the denser water goes down like a weight belt. Weight belts sink fast once you unhook it because it's so heavy. I don't know how they feel about density or mass. Oh, hello. I was talking about buoyancy and density because there's no such thing as gravity. Gravity is a theory and it was never proven. And there's just no gravity. I had showed, I mean, I can explain it again, but there's a great video that does this experiment. If you take a coin and you drop it off a building and you drop a feather, they should, according to the theory of gravity, they should both fall at the same rate, right? But they don't. But they did this experiment where they dropped them into a tube. And once again, you know, the coin fell fast and the feather kind of went down slowly. Then they took all the air out, so it was just a vacuum, no air, and they both fell at the same rate. It's weird to see a feather and a coin just drop at the same rate in this tube. But that's because they took out the factor of the like an atmosphere, you know, the different things that were in it. So it changed the rate that they fell at. You know, you've removed that factor. Because have you seen Felix Baumgartner, the guy who, hi, who, I wish this was bigger, the print. Felix Baumgartner was the guy who supposedly fell out of some sort of space capsule or whatever, and free fell to the earth with nothing but a backpack. And, you know, at the time I first saw it, I didn't know a lot of things that I've come to realize are true now. But he stopped falling as fast. You know, at first he's falling really, really fast, and then all of a sudden he starts slowing down. And my friend's like, oh, he's got a jetpack. I said, no. All he's got is that parachute. And why didn't he burn up on re-entry, and how did he land right where, where he was supposed to? Right there at Roswell. I became aware of it before I knew what it was. I realized what the Mandela effect was about June, I think. Wait, let me think. It was this year. I mean, I've known about it since the 70s, when I was a little girl. Because those Berenstain books, they're both correct, by the way. It is Berenstain, and it's Berenstein or Steen. It's both. It's both. I saw them both in the 70s. I don't know if you were with me earlier on here when I was talking about how I went to the doctor a lot when I was a kid. And back then, you know, there's nobody in there. You know, it was just me. And I read the books because they had, you know, all these great books, highlights, and they had those bear books. And I remember consciously going, why'd they change their name again? And I remember Berenstain and Berenstein, and it switched back and forth a couple times. And I thought, why do they keep changing it? Why do they keep changing these bears' name? You know, but eventually, you know, I stopped reading them because I just read them at the doctor's office was all. And I didn't think anything of those bears again till this year when I heard that was the Mandela effect, because they were saying, which is correct. And I'm like, well, they both are, aren't they? I mean, didn't they switch their names back and forth? And then I hear that people don't know the Berenstain part. It's like, you don't know? Nobody else knew that they were switching their names? But, you know, I see a lot of Mandela effects differently than other people. I mean, I've seen things being correct both ways. But then I'm not from this reality either. I'm pretty convinced that the other me died because I was supposed to. And I don't really remember much before this year. CERN. CERN. I've seen it both ways. I saw it switch back and forth. I mean, I consciously remember being a little girl in the doctor's office and going, why did they change their names? Why did the bears change their names again? It seemed like it switched a couple of times. But like I said, I stopped reading the books. I wasn't going to that doctor anymore. And I don't know what happened after that. I didn't really think much about those bears again. And I wouldn't have really caught my attention because I saw them both being correct. I've been saying it's CERN since before anybody else was saying it was CERN, and I'm glad people are finally starting to realize it's CERN. I also had said, my friend can back me up on this, that early this year I said something about the temperature under Yellowstone was too high. Plus I monitor seismic activity. That's no bullshit. I see earthquakes all the time lately. Some days are really bad. Occasionally I'll announce it on Instagram or Facebook or something, but, you know, I said that there was something going on. There was just a weird feel to the air. I'm very sensitive to things, but I said something's not right. And I think, I'm not real sure, but was there a major power outage in a bunch of cities earlier this year? Probably more like the East Coast, I'm thinking. There was 35 plus. Well, see, CERN was built sooner now. They went back in time this year, I believe, and they built CERN sooner. Because in one reality, it wasn't online. Well, in this reality, it was not online till, what was it, the 80s? Late 80s? Now there's footage of it. It's already built in the 50s. Thanks. No, it was built already in the 50s now. And, you know, the people that fund it, do you know who funds it? Other than the government and stuff, all these governments? The elite. David Rockefeller was one of the main people who donated to CERN. Now, CERN requires a lot of money because it's the biggest, unless there's other ones, the biggest machine in the world. And the cost to run it, I mean, the power involved, the employees, because you know they're kissing their asses. It is. They're the only suspects, really, when you think about... I'm trying to get this set up right. I wanted to use my computer, but it says I need some sort of software. I don't know. I just wanted to get back on here, but... you know what I'm thinking? Alright, think about this. The elite. They're the 13 families, and their wealth is it's the same as 50% of the entire world's wealth put together. Statistically, that's pretty impossible because, you know, you have, like, see, I wanted to use my computer here. Alright, you've got these people way up here and everybody else way down here. Statistically, that's not impossible. I took statistics. I mean, how is it that there's no gradual upward to these people? It shouldn't be that way. But you know what? I think I know why. Alright, CERN needs people at this point. Needs people to help fund it, basically. So, you know what CERN thinks, right? Oh, I've got to tell you something weird about CERN, too. Alright, CERN can do its own defense. It is defending itself against attacks on its own, which is scary. When you think about the biggest machine in the world that can manipulate parallel worlds and bring in demons and whatever, open portals, and potentially destroy this world and every other one, thinking, I mean, what happens when this thing starts causing problems? What happens if it starts to try and kill us? What are we going to do? If you can't stop the thing, isn't that kind of dangerous? I mean, this is, how would we stop it? The damn thing defends itself already. Let's see. It is artificial intelligence. Yeah, I followed some of that. You know, I was very curious when I heard the potential that Rothschild there bit the big one, but I think he's probably hiding. I'm not even for sure that David Rockefeller is dead. You know, it'd be so simple to actually get everybody on Earth's freedom back. It's really not difficult, except in the fact that people are greedy. You think so? Just a little too weird. I mean, a helicopter crash, that doesn't happen. So I said it's either somebody killed the guy or he's hiding. Now I think CERN, because it needed people with money to fund it, that made a deal with Rockefellers and the Rothschilds especially, but told them how to get rich so they could go back in time and do what needed to be done to get that kind of wealth that they could burn money. I mean, they've got so much money. They are the only people on Earth that could fund this privately. And I think that CERN sent them back in time to make the money. Oh, well, the big booms are more than just that. The tunnels, too, you know. There's tunnels. Do you know that there's no satellites, that everything's done by triangulation? And that there are fiber optic cables and stuff under the oceans? And I don't think we're as far away from other places as they tell us. I think that there's a good chance that they fly around in circles for all we know. And then just make it seem like it's further than what it really is. I mean, how many of us have actually gone across this ocean? Oh, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And I used to think there was a time warp between the East and the West Coast because they're so different. And I spent so many years back in Florida and came back last year, and I felt like I went through a time warp. But then I was 35, I got valley fever. My mom took my kid in January of 2004. I barely got back here last year, 51, and for me it was like overnight. But for everybody else, everybody's moved on, everybody's gone. I called this girl I hadn't seen, you know, since my son was like a year old, but my son was 3 when she took him, and she didn't know who it was. And for me it was yesterday. She goes, Karen? Oh my God, where have you been? Because I just bailed after my kid. Hello. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. We've been talking about CERN and the elite. Could be the key lines, Earth's energy. Well, I actually put out electromagnetic field. Years ago, back in the 80s, my ex-husband and I, we lived on a lake in Florida, and his back hurt, and he asked if I could rub his back, which I don't even normally do, but he laid on the waterbed, and I went to rub his back. I was maybe this far away, and all of a sudden it was like, whoa, what was that? He felt it too. It was like a vibrator. I mean, it was very, very strong. Not just a little, it felt like a vibrator. And did it over and over, and it kept doing it. We had some friends come by, and we tried it with them, you know. I said, lay down, check this out. Sure enough, it was just like a vibrator. So my husband, he had all these meters and stuff, and he had this voltage meter, I guess it was, and it had these 2 things, you know, you touched people, and he touched it to like Debbie and Greg, nothing. But when he touched the things to me, the needle just shot right up. And so he said, I think water caused the vibration. Well, see, it was in the house. I don't know what it was. And why did it only work with me? Why didn't anybody else? And why did I set the meter off? Nobody else did. I'm so sensitive to electromagnetic fields. I mean, I found out, live very close to power lines. Really? I've never tried that. But my app on here that you'll see me doing videos of, where the Ghost app with words and stuff, the EVP, if I'm like by myself especially, I can focus on it when I can focus with my ADHD and no meds, but I can actually make the graph. I can make the green bars shoot up into the red, and it'll actually, I can have it up there, red, 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 and it looks like it explodes. And, you know, I only do that because when I was in junior high years ago, would live with my dad, there was some big deal at school that happened, and I need my glasses again. Well, what do you think about RH negative? Do you think that could be anything to do with it? I mean, I started looking into that too. I mean, I'm looking at everything. I don't think there's any conspiracy fact that I haven't been looking into at some point. I don't just look into one thing. I look into everything. It's all tied together. You're positive. I'm negative. I'm A negative. Both my mom was A negative, and my dad was O negative. Oh, I know they do. I'm royalty too, so you know, blue blood. I'm bluer than I thought, because it's copper, they said. Especially, there's more copper in our blood, and we're more alkaline. And a lot of celebrities and the politicians, yeah, most of them are RH negative. But I was looking into that, and a long time ago, actually, about the bloodlines. And basically, if you're not one of the bloodlines, you're not going to be the president. As a matter of fact, when I look back, my ancestor, not that far back, Munson came and he donated the land that Yale's on, and I started looking into it a little bit, and they're all politicians. They're all politicians. I'm like, oh, great. You know, at one time I thought, I'd make a fantastic president, and I have been asked to run for office, but I wouldn't want to go through the bullshit anyway. It's all bullshit unless Donald Trump can really clean some house and get rid of this crap that we've been having forever. But you know what? You got to go take care of the problem at the top. Top. People funding CERN, those people. That's your problem. And as long as there's greedy people that will kiss ass for that, what are you going to do, you know? But everybody is a slave to these people. Everybody's a puppet to them. And if Donald Trump hadn't been elected, though... Oh, the reptilians? You know, I thought I saw myself turn a reptilian once. Recently, I went, what was that? But I'm thinking, oh, gosh, if I was, somebody would be telling me, I'm sure. I think it's probably true. Well, yeah, they are, but who's behind the deep state? Who runs the CIA, the FBI, the government, everything, NATO, the United Nations, the elite, those 13 families. Now Oprah Winfrey thinks she's going to run for president? God forbid. We don't need that. We don't need that. That would be the big mistake. You know, why don't you just elect Bill Gates to be your running mate, and he can pass out vaccines and help make us better by depopulating. You know, I know so much. It all ties together. You can't just take one thing. You can't just take one part of this. I mean, everything plays a part in this. It's all tied together, I found. Everything. And my next thing that I was going to get into was have you heard anything about that these mountains and things, especially mesas and buttes, are actually stumps? I'm starting to believe that this whole planet is a giant tree stump. When they talk about the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, and even in some artwork and stuff, you'll see like the giant tree, and you can even see like how the roots spread out and stuff, and everything's around it. It's all tied together. Is that what I'm talking about now, the tree theory? I didn't know what it was called. I've been looking into it. I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I've just been trying to figure out how to screen record and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, I can show it this way. But the thing is how do I show on this? Because of the brightness, probably. I wonder if I lower the brightness if you can see stuff on here. It's worth a shot. Let's see. I don't really control my reality here anyways. You know, I like computers better before they did everything for you, because I just can't even deal with that. Nightlight settings. What's nightlight? Oh, look at that. Cares. Let's see. Wait. That's kind of... Oh, wait. Let's see. This... It's like I'm finding out new stuff all the time. Let's see. Turn on now. Oh, neat. I wonder, would this make it where you can see my photos? I don't know. Does that help? No, it doesn't help. Thanks. I just kind of wing it. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can get it to where you can see the pictures. See, that's why I wanted to use the computer to show you the pictures, and use the iPad. I mean, the iPad to do the pictures, and the computer for doing the live stream. But it said I need some sort of software. I don't know what I do with it. And this iPad I can't get to stand up because my stupid stand for it broke. And iPads aren't designed right anyway because the cord's at the bottom. It's stupid design. Let's see. Oh, mouse. I got so much shit. Let's see. How does anybody have an idea of how you would get it to where you can see that screen? Because I have all these pictures and stuff. It's either that, or I guess I gotta download this software to do the desktop view. Then we can see what you're doing on the desktop. Do I have to get that software first? Let me see. Yeah, this is new to me. A lot of this is new. See, it says I gotta have this encoding software. I'm surprised I can even do this at the same time. Has anybody loaded this software? I mean, do you know something I don't know about desktop view? That's weird. I can watch myself? Or what? I don't get it. How do I do this? Add stream info. Okay, guide to encoding. Okay, let's see. Live streaming. So what is this software? I mean, encoder. When I started on YouTube, I was one of the first YouTubers. I had to use my camera, take my memory card out and upload it, And you couldn't do this from anywhere. Mobile capture. See, for the mobile live, you don't need it. But for this, it says set up your live streaming encoder. Why? Create a live stream. Set up your live streaming encoder. How? You just tell me how brilliant I am, and I don't know. What help? If you want, forget this, and I'll just go on with something else. Okay, has anybody had DirecTV? DirecTV. On your phone, open the Safari. I don't have a phone, though. See, I'm using my iPad right now. You can tap the menu bit. Do you know how to get it on my computer? Let's see. Open Broadcaster software. Maybe this is it. Oh, what's this? Open Broadcaster software. Is this safe? It doesn't really matter. I'm so hacked anyways. Oh, wait. It doesn't even say Windows 10. It will be similar desktop computer with the right application. I'm not sure wait. I don't want to miss if... It doesn't say Windows 10. Mac. Why is it saying Windows 7 Plus? Because they're hacking me with a Windows 7 Plus or something? Probably is, because I know they stole my computer and it was a Windows 7. Maybe there's some other software. This is crazy. Why did they make it so complicated? Live dashboard. Okay, let's see. Go live. Wouldn't let me though. Enable slow-mo. What's that? To every... Oh, you can slow down the chat posts? Really? That's cool. Yeah, I just as soon do that. When the hell can I do this? Done. Slow mode's on. You want to test it? I just put slow mode on. Let's see. Optional features. Stream options. Huh. Low latency. What's that mean? Real time interaction. Enable DVR. What are the cards? Y'all are like, she's stupid. What are the cards for? Does anybody know? Create highlight. Oh, I don't know. Guide to encoding. It's not helping me much, is it? Create a live stream. Set up your live streaming encoder. I'm sorry. Once I get past this, I have some things to show you that are pretty interesting. Does anybody have what the hell do I do? Has anybody else even done this? Introduction, live streaming. Create a live stream. Wait, what was that? Live stream tools. Don't leave. Okay, let's see. I got a subscriber today. You know, I've lost subscribers, but a lot of it's because I just, you know, I'm unreliable compared to what I used to be. Not by my choice. I did a short video earlier on chemtrails. Let's see, this is crazy. I can't figure out what to do. Live streaming. Okay, maybe that's it. Sync. Yeah, okay, stream now. Does it work though? Offline. Right, set up encoding software. Before you can start streaming on YouTube, you need to download encoding software and then set it up. Learn about live verified encoders in our guide to encoding. Add stream info, optional features, live chat. That didn't help me. Their guide to encoding sucks. Let's see. Wait. Oh, make it. Shoot. I'm sorry. Here, do this. Set up your live encoding. Mobile capture, air server, Windows and Mac. Is that it? Air server. Install. There's no need to install any third-party apps. What? PC? PC, I guess, right? I don't do well with any directions. I usually just wing it. What is this? Nowly? Access unlimited. No. I want to stream myself. They're so stupid. Mirroring receiver? No, I'm not trying to receive. I'm trying to give. Products. This is crazy. Air server embedded. Help. Maybe this is a mistake. I just can't believe it just doesn't let you record. Why not? Why do you have to have special software? What is the deal? Is there anything in the store here for the Microsoft store? Maybe. Let's see. Here. This is a pain because my stand for this is broken. So that's why you're moving all over. You know, I'm just used to, if I have ever done live, it was like some stupid shit on Instagram. And I guess people just are bored there. Let's see. We'll see if there's anything on the Microsoft store. Let's see. Live stream. Let's see. Maybe there is something. Live stream. No, for me to live stream. Okay, let's see. Maybe this is it. Has anybody checked out this app called Live that I saw? Video social platform for gamers. Twitch. Have you ever heard of Twitch? I don't know what that is. Let's see. My Twitch, Warframe, Live, Webtoon. What is this? Every major video game publisher and developer has a Twitch channel. No, I just want something for YouTube live streaming. Maybe I have to be a little more specific. I can't believe y'all are watching. I can't, because I really have some things to show you, but it'd be a hell of a lot easier if I could show you with my iPad, you know? Because look at the problems I'm having just getting the damn thing to stand up. Let's see, YouTube stream. It might have something. Let's check it out. Alright, YouTube streaming apps. My Video Pro. Let's see. We'll find out. Okay, ProTube. Anybody have... Wait, Cloud Music Player Stream. Cool Videos. StreamTube. See, it seems more like these things are all for people to watch things that stream. Watch live events. It's crazy. What about Google searching? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. You know, I never used to Google search. Didn't even think to do that. Now watch this. Talk about hacked. When you type do a Google search, don't you normally type it in a box? Mine goes up in the URL. Isn't that weird? Okay, let's see. What do I need? Oops, not faux. What do I need for streaming, for me to stream my videos, because you gotta be specific, on YouTube? Cam Studio org? What's that? Cam Studio org. I hadn't heard of that one. How do I stream on YouTube? Oh, let's see what it says here. Oh no, we can't do that when I'm doing a thing. How's that gonna work? How can I watch something at the same time? That don't make sense. Oh, for crap's sake. Oh my gosh. Do you have any idea what kind of software I need? Live streaming video software. Alright, let's see. How to broadcast with YouTube Live. Social Media Examiner. Let's see. Before you start, now, if you need streaming, Twitch. I guess Twitch is another platform like YouTube. But nobody knows about it. Let's see. Why is it on the iPad? I don't need any special software. I mean, you know, it doesn't make sense. Let's see. What do I need? What'd you say it was called? Cam? What'd you say it was called? I'm sure there are several apps. I just have no clue. And why would they need an app? Cam Studio. Okay, let's see. Do they have that at the Microsoft Store? I mean, let's see. Cam. Wait, what was that? Can I stream it? What's that? Cam. No, it's freeware. What was it again? I got the memory of a sieve. Cam. I'm just got too much on my brain. Yeah, sure can. I can't think of what you just... Cam shop, was it? Cam op? Karen stupid. Hi Roger. How you doing? Newton? Are you the guy that's responsible for the gravity thing? Chemistry. Oh, we're trying to figure out how I could be able to stream on my computer instead of on my iPad, because I have let's see, all screen audio activity. See, I need to actually though, I've got to find a way to get it where I can do this on YouTube Live. And it says I need some encoding software. Oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm hacked, so I have to deal with a lot of crap. Cam Studio. Well, I deal with this, right? Okay. First of all, let's get rid of this stupid car commercial. I don't watch TV. I don't watch any TV. I'm responsible guy who got you to take your shirt off because you're... Well, I mean, I know how to use a screen recorder, but this is the thing, okay? With my iPad, I can just stream live like this. On my computer, it says I need some sort of software to be able to stream. And I don't know exactly. See, it says that in order to do this, I have to have this encoding software. And I don't know exactly what that is. It says before you can start streaming on YouTube, except on the iPad, I guess, you need to download encoding software and then set it up. What software? Never used to have this. This is new. And I don't understand why I only need it on that. Do what? Do what? I don't know what kind of software. This is a new thing here. Let's see. This is settings. No, I don't, that's not it. This is really weird. I don't know what this software is. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. I will probably get that screen recorder because I've got one now that's... which software do I need to do this? What kind of encoding software? Do you know? Because I'll do it, you know, and we can switch over to the computer because, for one thing, I've... is that live recording on there? Oh, I know you. The one at the top there. No, it's a ORG site. What was it? The person Tuckerton or whatever that just showed up. What was it you said to me? Some remark. Some comment. What was that comment? You better be a subscriber. You better subscribe now because I was like, sometimes people's just, I can't believe the things they say. Oh, look at this. So maybe I can see your comments here. I don't know. Let's see. I just want to find out what this dude said to me. Oh, yeah, the bra thing. Well, that's why I turned the fan on. But thank you. I'm old me. I'm smart, though. I'm really smart. But I just don't know encoding software. You know, you'd think that they give you the software or tell you, and why would I need software when I don't need it on the iPad? It just doesn't even make sense. Oh, I actually have messages, too. I didn't realize that. Because, I'm at emails useless. Shoot, last night. Did I? God, I couldn't remember. I woke up with, you know, naked and, you know, jeez, whatever it takes to get subscribers, you know. Oh, let's see. Are you a subscriber? Let's find out. Roger. Oh, that's my new no, I don't know who my latest subscriber is. You know, I've been trying to think of things. I've got weird stories and stuff. Don't do what again? Don't do what again? I won't know. What don't I do? You know what? Let's turn this. I don't want to wake up with a sore ass. I know, isn't that a pain? I can't find this. I got this pre-rolled I don't know, joint or whatever at the dispensary. Here's the. Is it in here? Maybe it is in here. And it's hidden. No, it's not. I can check the fridge, but I think I need to run to Circle K. Not right now. I actually, Oh, why are you leaving? I was actually going to start, probably, showing some stuff. Show us your top. See? Love. It says love. You love it? This is... Ta-da-da-da-da-da. I've got tarot cards in here. I got pictures of my sister who's a stripper. I do. I've got, let's see. Yeah, I've got my tarot cards. I haven't been doing readings, and I'm thinking, like, anybody do any of the tarot readers on here? There's a couple that are really, really good. There's this guy, Tyler's Tarot, and Eliza Jane. They're really good. And, I'm afraid, like, what if I do the tarot and I'm totally wrong for the first time, And I don't know how they do that from a distance. Like, I was doing, actually, some charting last night. Well, I used to. It's been a long time since I've done anyone else's, but then I don't have any friends, So when I do my own, usually I can pick a card and it's accurate. Well, somebody had a good point. How do I know that you're even real? Maybe I'm the only person who's actually alive and that everybody else is just part of a simulation or whatever, and I'm just the only real person that's ever existed. Or maybe I'm the last person on Earth, and, everybody's dead and I'm living in this computer simulation, and that's why I don't see people anymore, because everybody's gone. What is that? Solid. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does this switch backwards or something? Let me try something. It might flip around. Oh, yep. Sure did. I just was curious. You know how many people have asked me that for so many years? Why would I do that? Why, are you paying me? Are you Hugh Hefner? Why would I do that? Who are you? You could be my mom. Oh, God. No, you don't want to be my mom. What was that sign if you're not financing me, feeding me, or fucking me? That's a good point, though. Well, no, you could be 12 years old, too. I'd lose my YouTube channel. I'd be on the front page. Nobody pays any attention to me. And then I do one stupid thing and it'd be, nationwide news. It's true. I wish I could show you my pictures that are on this computer, and then I'd show you how this whole planet really is probably just a big old tree. Hey, anything's possible at this point, except for this being a globe that spins. No, that's a crock of shit. This is the real world now. And it made perfect sense, finally, when I saw this book my friend had. And I just looked at one page and it just hit me. Why would I be chicken to not want to do something stupid? What's stupid? What, show you my boobs? That's the world. That's the way it really is. This is Antarctica. And it was funny how they showed Barack with the United Nations right below him going, we're not going to debate this flat earth thing or whatever. Why would I do that? It's not a matter of being chicken. I mean, I'm not chicken, but why would I want to? What do I get out of it? I get an infraction, lose my channel, Who the hell are you? Flat earth fact. I mean, I do nothing but research. I don't even watch TV or movies. All I do is research. And I went to college, And it's really hard now because I like to take tests and things. Oh, yeah, definitely. It definitely is. I mean, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's true. It's absolutely, absolutely true. And I can't really even show you my evidence with it doing this to me. Because I was going to show you the trees and stuff, but I don't think you'd be able to see the pictures. Has anybody heard about that? The tree stump thing? Like, that there were giant trees that were cut down and they're as big as mountains. Lita Ford. Lita Ford, she did that song with Ozzy years ago. She's a rock star. Rock star. Yeah, yes, that's because they don't have one. Oh, okay, thanks. No, that's because NASA doesn't have a picture. The big blue marble full of shit was a composite of all these different pictures. Yes, composites. Yeah, exactly. They're composites. Because nobody's been into really been to space. Nobody's gone to the moon. They screw up and tell you that all the time. Everything's done in a pool. There's no gravity. There's no gravity. And you know what? The other thing is it's a liquid. I don't believe there's a vacuum. I believe it's liquid. They even did this video where they had a rocket take off with a camera. And it hits a certain point and it like jolts back and actually the motor goes back just a little bit and these things come off and it looks, if you look, it looks like it's in water. It has that same look. And you can even see ice crystals start to form. You know, nitrogen and all these different gases will turn to liquid. No, we can't go to the moon. Well, I think that it's liquid out there anyway, but the moon is much closer. It's only 70 miles across. I mean, I've seen enough evidence supporting these different things, or I don't say them. I mean, from what I've seen, this is what I believe, and there is some sort of firmament. And it could be just as simple as switching from one type of atmosphere to another, like switching over from gases to liquid, you know. And somebody was doing a video on here where they had a pool downstairs and they were up on the top floor and they were looking at the ceiling and they noticed that the reflection looked like just the same as what they'd seen in space or whatever. And how was it that he did it? I'm not going to get into that one then because I can't tell you exactly how he did it, but pretty much backed up the theory of that it's liquid out there. But no, we've never been to the moon. That was Stanley Kubrick shot that. I probably know more than you do about it. And then I lose my channel, right? I'm making contrails. Not contrails, but what's contrails? What's contrails? Condensation? No, these are chemtrails. Matter of fact, you can go outside at night, depending on where you live, and shine a light, and you'll see all the shit falling through the sky, from the sky. They're made of aluminum, barium, and strontium. I always get that one. Strontium. Contrails are the shorter ones. You mean from condensation? They're all chemicals. They're all chemicals. It's red or blue, but want to go back inside. If it's red or blue, you want to go back inside. Some of these things, have you seen the black ones? Where the stuff that comes out is black? I mean, oh my god, that looks terrible. But it's, sometimes they'll have several planes working together, crisscrossing and whatnot. One day I saw they had two planes, but one was shooting out just shorter ones, like you were talking about. The other was shooting these huge plumes. And there were some earlier. I did like a minute video earlier outside of some chemtrails at night. They seem to only put them here that I've seen at night. During the day I don't see them. But I think it's because the skies are so clear here, you know. But that night, a few days ago, I went out and I saw the giant X by the moon. And the next day, it was horrible outside. Like the planes, they probably are. I think I know probably more than you do about stuff. Do you know, we were talking about the elite going back in time to build CERN earlier, because now it's built in the 50s instead of the 80s. I know. Yeah, I think that CERN told the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, how to make their money. Told them exactly what to do, because they made some sort of agreement, like a pact, to fund CERN and to own the media in Hollywood, because also you have to convert the masses into believing that all these new things are acceptable. Like, you know, I don't watch TV, but I was looking on YouTube, and I guess there's a show with like Howie Mandel and them. They do, like, they had a hypnotist on there, and but the thing I saw was they had this guy doing some sort of like devil stuff, you know. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, what are they doing? It's showing this shit on TV. It's like it's all satanic shit now, and I'm like, what's going on? Obviously, and just seeing people out, you know, they don't care anymore. They're showing their boobs in public, and they're just vulgar, and it's like, what's going on? And it's obviously they're watching TV and they're seeing all these horrible things that they're being encouraged to do, you know. And that Rabbi Finkelstein that I was talking about earlier, that told about the murdering of the children for their satanic stuff and whatnot. Afterwards, they take the bones and the bodies and whatever, and they put them in McDonald's. And Rothschild apparently owns part of McDonald's. I just found that out. Turn the camera in the main video. Oh yeah, I know, absolutely, I know about that. Yeah. But they'll go up in a balloon, straight up, and they'll all the way around, and it's flat as a pancake. And you know, NASA hole's screwed up because they showed somebody had a regular camera at 22 feet, no curvature, and then the NASA hole set a camera up, and at 19 feet with their fisheye lens showed some curvature. I mean, come on, guys. You can't even lie right, you know. And there's just all kinds of mistakes. And it's tough because I like to take tests and things, and I can't take one now in science and math and stuff. No reason Earth will ever show curvature. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. And they slip up. They'll say, like, that we've never been to space. We can't go to space. And I don't believe in planets either. I think that this is all one infinite plane. It's just an infinite plane. If you want, you can maybe pull things through a parallel world, another dimension. There are life forms I saw. They're not in the spectrum that we can see, you know, the different light spectrums and stuff. And there are creatures that are in the air all around us that we can't see. Both flat earth and hollow earth can be true. Yeah. Oh, there is a whole underground. They have underground bases. They call them dumbs. Yeah. Well, think about this. All these tunnels, the booms, the tunnels that they're building for Walmart. I mean, they show maps back in 1973 of these tunnels already, and they're exactly where they say. And this Denver airport thing, you know, I checked it out. Yeah, that's near NORAD. It's pretty darn close. And, you know, Area 51. I mean, it's all kind of right there, but that airport, what is up with that? They buried the first airport they were building and built it over. What's up with that? What are they hiding under there? I wondered if they don't have another CERN over there. They left the stars out when they fake the moon landing because the astronauts were contradicting each other. The one said that there were stars and the other one said there weren't. They can't get it straight. It doesn't look like there's really any stars even. I don't know. But it doesn't look much like it. There could be, though. There could be stars. But we're seeing them through liquid anyways, I think. I mean, has anybody ever seen Admiral Byrd when he went to Antarctica back in the 50s, I think it was? I watched that last year before I even knew much about the Antarctica stuff. And that's how I got more interested. Was he was talking about the wall and the firmament, and he was even talking about, my nose itches, that they found little skeletons, little, oh really? Because they contradicted each other. You know what was weird though? Was it, who's that little weird guy? The one NASA hole. The one that when Trump was signing the bill to give them more money, he's like, he's a little short. I can't think of his name. I don't know why I have a block on what his name is. Who's the other NASA hole? You got Neil Armstrong. He died. Buzz. Is it Buzz? Buzz Aldrin? Yeah, he's weird. Really weird guy. Really weird. But you know that the space, the Challenger people are alive. The Challenger people are alive, except one of them. You know, and my thinking at first was one guy had to fly the damn thing. I think with all the times that they stopped that launch because of the temperatures and stuff and the freezing, that they decided to just send one person, you know, to fly it, or maybe that's the way they always do it. Only one person goes. But that he really wrecked it. He really wrecked the thing because I saw it. I used to live in Florida, and I remember in the 80s, it was that house that I lived on with the lake with the vibrations, and I was watching it in the sky and watching it on TV, and I saw it, and I went, what the hell happened, you know? And it had exploded. I mean, that was no shit. I saw it. Hi! But those astronauts are alive, all but one of them. All but one of them. Oh, hello. Hi from Chile. The Challenger thing is a half Mandela effect. It still explode. Yeah, I saw it explode. They're still alive because I don't think that they all actually went up because of the fact that they scrubbed that mission so many times and they were blowing money. They had to get that thing off the ground. I remember it was cold. I'm thinking now, like, why couldn't you guys control that? I mean, you guys run the weather and all, but they had to launch the thing, and I think that instead of sending all of them, they just sent one person because it was dangerous. And maybe they don't ever send everybody. What's the point? We can't get to space anyway. So I think just one person died in that accident, and I heard talk that they did find one body. Well, it makes sense because the rest of them are alive. They're all alive. You know, there is a Mandela effect. This is true. I mean, I am a Mandela effect. But, no. The earth is flat. 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 The earth is flat. Believe me, I got... Wait. You know, they probably really didn't expect it to blow up, but maybe they only send one person normally. Maybe it's all just a big production and one person hops on and flies it to Houston. It's flat. It's flat. It's flat. It is flat. It is flat. It definitely is flat. You know, that thing with the horizon and stuff. Okay, it's over the horizon. Well, whip out the telescope. Oh, there it is again. You know, there are reasons. I understand why. What are you? How old are you? How old are you? How freaking old are you? Here, you want to see my sister? I'd probably get in trouble just for showing that, actually. You know? 39? Are you sure? You act like you're 12. Seriously. I mean, I have 30 divided by 3. I have somebody, I'm not going to mention names, but I have a certain person who's rather famous that has bugged me for a long time to see my boobs, and I still won't even show him. So, 13. I don't know, man. Hey, remember the Virgin Mary showing up on a building in Florida years ago? Check that out. See that? You see the Virgin Mary? That was back in the mid-90s in Florida. Yeah. I didn't get to go. I had to work. But my friend went. I'm fucking awesome, too. That's my sister when I had a babysitter years ago, and she got in the beer in the fridge. No, I feel like it would be against their privacy to say anything, you know? And no, it's not Johnny Depp. Donald Trump. No, but you know what? I believe Donald Trump actually contacted me early this year because I decided to add 420 to my, I'm Karen Don't Care 420. And he wanted to know, why'd you add the 420? And I'm like, oh my God. What? Well, actually, the first thing was I had a picture, somebody of The Rock or whatever, and it was next to a picture of him. And like, why do you have me next to Obama? I really pissed. And then there was an apology like, oh, I'm sorry. That's not Obama. Well, but then I put the 420 on my name. And he wanted to know about the 420. And I told him, I said, well, for one thing, potheads, you know, I post stuff for them. I post stuff for everybody pretty much, but it helps to let them know that I do that, and I'm cool and all, but I said, you know, I've got valley fever, and now I found out I've got cancer, so it's medical marijuana, so it's all good and everything. And, you know, he was very nice, very compassionate, very understanding, because I even showed him, like, pictures of my late father and awards he got in the military, and he was, like, really nice about it. He said, no, you're not wasting my time, and, you know, he was a very, very nice person. Well, they used to be awesome back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. Back in the 1800s. How many... 30... Okay, you were born this century. But, well, you know... they're alright. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They work. You know, actually, if he's still on there, this particular person that was on earlier here commented that I needed to get better bras. I don't lie. Said I need to get some bras or whatever. And it's like, maybe I don't have money right now because my mom stole it. Oh, Jesus. What am I, back on Facebook or something? Did I come back to Facebook? Oh, Facebook for Dummies. Here we go. Where is it? Now I remember what I was going to show everybody, and not my boobs. For one thing, Facebook for Dummies. Okay. A while back, I had said something about DirecTV. If anybody had DirecTV. And there's a reason I was asking that, because... Where did I put it here? I pulled them out. You do need... Hey, I'm old as fuck, you know? What do you expect, right? I'm up there. I'm really not, though. Like I said, I left here at 35, and I came back, and it was like I just left. It was like... I tell people it was like, I went into space at the speed of light or whatever, came back, and I was just a little older. It was like yesterday, and everybody else was old, dead, and gone. Oh, you know my son? Actually, I do have a son. Oh, thanks. Thank you. That's nice. That's nice. I feel... Oh, I don't know anybody. I don't... 31. Oh, sure. Roger and Francisco are the same person. You know, they could be. I like to tease people. I said, I might be Jesus and I might be the Antichrist. Or, here we go. That's where I put it. Alright, if you've ever had DirecTV, it's like trying to get rid of herpes or something. I mean, you can't get rid of these people. But the weird thing is no, none of my boobs. And I'd get more if my mom hadn't stolen my money. If I get it back, I'll get more tattoos. DirecTV wants one thing back. They don't give a shit about their equipment. They want the cards. These damn cards here. They want these cards. They don't care about the electronics. They want these cards. And they had sent me this envelope to return these cards back in Florida. And I thought, why is it they just want their damn cards? Do I want to see them if you don't have Tessa? I don't know. I got this envelope. You put the cards in here, you know? And when I had this envelope originally, it was straight across. It was not like somebody had been chewing on it. It was normal envelope. Okay, this was back in Florida when I tried to get rid of DirecTV. Of course, my mom was fighting me on everything. And I had so much DirecTV crap. And I don't even watch TV, you know? And I went to put the card in the envelope. And when I did, I had to call somebody out to see this. And thank you. And I put the card in the envelope here. And the weirdest thing happened. This right here started to do this. It was straight across. It started disappearing. And I'm looking at it going, what? You know, I called for my roommate and stuff to come out and check it out because, all right, and also the other thing that happened was this started turning into like a computer. I'm serious because I'm like, what is that? It looks like a Wi-Fi or something. I started rubbing it and it was weird. That's when it started going down because I was looking at it and I saw like a speck, like a shiny speck it was. And that's when it started to change. And I couldn't believe it. And that's when this started to go down. And I thought there's got to be another one of these in the house. So I went in my closet and I started checking all the equipment. Sure enough, there was one more card. And when I pulled the card out, this stopped. Now, one of these was the one I brought from Florida. I think this one was mine. And this one's my friend's. But my equipment was I don't know what's going on with my house in Florida. I have a nice house there. But I wound up having to take the satellite dish off the roof anyway because, weirdest thing, I could not call anybody in tracking out. Well, yeah, this probably tells them everything about you. Do you know that when you get DirecTV, you are giving them permission to listen to you and record you whenever they want? And you won't even know it. I don't care what kind of TV. You authorize it. I am Donald Trump. No, I had the misfortune of living there. I've also lived in New York. Oh my God, Donald Trump. Do you know one time I did a background check on him? I've still got it. But he actually lived, apparently, at some point in the town I lived in Sebring. This little shitty town in Florida. The worst place on earth. It really is. What connection? Did we lose the connection? What? Private Porter is the fans' #1. I don't... Why is the print so small? You know, it's really hard to see what people are writing. I don't think it'll work now because I don't have the equipment here. But that was pretty bizarre when that happened. But yeah, these cards probably have your whole life since you've had the equipment on there. Probably everything you watch, everything you do, everything they've recorded. Oh, Lordy. I don't really care. I'm ready for the world. We could zap out of existence and I'd be thrilled, honestly, because I don't have a life. I really don't. My son was taken by my mother in January 2004, and I should have died in 2003, but my dad saved me. I don't think I was meant to live past 2003. I should be dead. My dad made a mistake. My dad's dead now. I think when you cheat death, you pay for it. I was meant to die and my dad stepped in because this valley fever is a big secret. I mean, they're starting to know in areas like Arizona and California and stuff what it is, but like in Florida, they have no idea. And there's no cure. It's a natural occurring bioterrorism. What do I want to call it? Well, it's in two bioterrorism laws. A natural occurring biological weapon, and it's in the air. And basically, you know, a mask won't work. You'd have to have like a military type mask. And it's, you know, in the desert here big time. And I almost died from it. I got heavily exposed to it in 2003. And nobody knew what I had. And I'd be dead. But my dad was in the military years ago. And he told them to test me for valley fever. And that's what I had. I died. I've had some weird experiences. I died in on December 21st, 2011. I wasn't feeling good and didn't know what was wrong with me. My mother drove me around trying to find a doctor to admit me to the hospital, and nobody would admit me. So we went to this doctor I'd been assigned or something, and he wasn't even there. I've never met the guy. But his PA, this woman says, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll okay you to go to the hospital and have them evaluate you. And if they think you should be admitted, I'm on board. You know, I'll admit you. So I went to the ER. And, you know, I was going to be a doctor anyway, so I know about this stuff. But I'm, you know, laying there watching the monitors. And all of a sudden, all the levels just start dropping. I mean, fast. And at that time, I put down that I was Catholic. You know, I don't believe in organized religion, but I baptized my son because, you know, his godmother, whatever, and I were pregnant together and all that. And so anyways, I see these levels dropping really fast. And I'm like, whoa. And all of a sudden it goes black. And I could hear like an echoing, like getting far away. I heard this nurse yelling, because I saw the orange flash, and she goes, quick, somebody get a priest, she's Catholic, she's coding. And I mean, that was it. And all of a sudden I felt nothing. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't see anything. But not my life passing in front of my eyes. I mean, scary. Like, I was forgetting who I was. Everything was just vanishing, just going fast. Who I was, everything about me. And it was terrifying. And what happened was my son Julian popped into my head. And I thought, no, you can't die. Your son needs you. Julian needs you. Julian was what helped me to come back, because I was like, no, I can't die. I have to, Julian needs me. And I opened my eyes, and the doctors and the nurse are all like over at the counter or whatever. And I looked around, and the nurse turned around and looked at me, and she's like this. And I said, what? I said, what happened? I said, are you guys going to admit me? She goes, yeah. I said, what's wrong? She goes, you coded. I'm like, I coded? And she's like, yeah, you coded. I said, well, what happened? She says, I don't know. And I said, well, what? You know, they're all freaked out and everything. And they said that they gave up on me. They just called it. They couldn't bring me back. I, to this day, don't know. I guess I fought it. But it was scary. I mean, is that what it's like? You just forget who you are, it all just goes away? I don't know. And then I had another really weird experience. I had this monitor that I got because I'd gone to the doctor, and I've had the lung surgery and whatnot, and I was having problems with my breathing. My oxygen level was dropping, and so he tested me in his office. Oh, when I died, it was black. It was just black. It was weird. It was kind of like my thoughts, not so much like a picture. How do I describe it? Maybe like a digitized thing. I don't know, because it wasn't maybe like a picture. It was like just my thoughts were going so fast away. Like I was forgetting who I was. Like I was trying to think, but no thought would complete itself. It just was going away. And it was just dark. I couldn't feel anything because I had been in pain. There was no more pain. And I'd already been paralyzed. I tripped, at least a year before that, I tripped and hit my head on a wall and was paralyzed in my right arm. I still have a spinal cord injury. Yep. I've had corneal transplants. I've had a rare birth defect. I know I lab rat here. But this monitor, though, this monitor was to measure, like, my oxygen levels, the saturation, and because he tested me. I had to wear the monitor and walk back and forth, and my oxygen dropped. So he's like, okay, well, we'll assign you this monitor to wear to bed and stuff tonight. So they had just calibrated, brand new monitor, and I tried to find where I put that little jar so I can put something in this, because I'm nervous. I'm not used to doing anything live. I go home that night with this monitor that's just been calibrated. It's working fine. And the levels were doing weird things. It would shoot way up high sometimes, and then all the levels dropped. I mean, I was clinically dead, according to the monitor. I'd even finally turned on my webcam on my computer, because I'm like, I have to record this so somebody can see. I know of Chile. I mean, I haven't been there personally, but I know it's in South America. Or is it Central America? No, it's South America. South America. I think about that one. Yeah, no, it wasn't Chile where they had the power outage. Was that Venezuela earlier this year where they had all the power outage? And it was just crazy and chaotic and stuff. Because, like an EMP attack. They were trying to say that some satellite fell or some stupid shit like that. Or got shot down when there are no satellites. There's no satellites. But I did see some footage that looked like one aircraft chasing another. And I think it was two aircrafts chasing another aircraft. And that got shot down, whatever it was. I mean, I happened to see that video probably before they yanked it. But then the next thing I heard, there was a giant power outage in South America or something. Where was it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Was it... I don't know. I'd probably know if I looked in my thing here to try and figure out where it was. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Don't try too hard, Karen. You might hurt yourself. In fact, it's in my drawer here. Let's get this out. I got a magnifying glass. I've been meaning to open this. See, I had glasses, but I lost them last year. I really could use them, especially I've had the corneal transplants. Let's see here. Let's see. Peru. Yeah, I thought that was there. Bolivia. Something weird. Bolivia. Was that where it was? When I was in Florida, I was cleaning out my purse one day. And, to Chile? I don't know how I would right now. I got so many issues that I'm dealing with. It's not in here. I was cleaning out my purse one time, and in the bottom of my purse there was this bag, yellow and white striped bag. Oh, yeah, I'd love to actually. But I find this bag, and it was really worn and old, little drawstring little bag. So what the hell is this? Where'd it come from? And I opened it up, and it had a rock in it. It was yellow. It was kind of glittered, you know. I'm like, what is this? And I smelled it, and it smelled like sulfur. And I'm like, where the hell did this come from? And I go in the bag, and there's like this little, like out of a fortune cookie, a little ticket, and it said sulfur from the sulfur mines of Bolivia. I'm like, what? I've never been to Bolivia. I don't know anybody who has been to Bolivia, and I have no idea how this got in my purse. Serious. Yeah, it was in one particular place I lived at in Florida. This trailer I rented for a while, when I was in between before my dad died stuff. And another weird thing. Okay, you know the numbers that you get, you can put them on your house, and they come in the plastic, and, you know, you put the numbers, they have different styles and whatever. Well, this one night, I don't know where they came from. My son was there. This was years ago. He had to be like 10 or 11 back then. And then I had this friend, Kimber, that had come over. But she didn't come till later. Well, anyways, my son found this. It was a six in the plastic, you know. And he gives it to me. Look what I found, Mom. I'm like, where did this come from? It wasn't even in my address, you know. I think my number at that time was 3001 or something. And where does this come from? Okay, so whatever. Later on, I find another one. Different style, but another one is a 6 in plastic. Okay. Well, that night Kimber came over, and she found another one, different style, a 6 in plastic. I said, what the hell? I said, okay, give them to me. I went, there's like this condemned place near there that nobody ever lives in or whatever. I went over there and dug a hole, and I buried them. I said, get that shit out of here. You know, I got enough bad luck if we don't need this shit. I've had a lot of weird things happen. A lot. Like, just the fact that I'm here. Okay, who knows about child development, what's normal? Like, when a baby would crawl, or walk, or roll over, or hold their head up. Does anybody have kids or babies and know much about that stuff? Because, I'm really not normal. Not normal at all. I don't think. Because I've had a kid, and there's something wrong with this. Where is it? My baby book has, you know, my development and stuff, and I don't know how this is even possible that I could do some of these things. Anybody know anything about what's normal for a baby's development? Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, I probably have it pulled out over here, actually. Oops. Here it is. This is trippy. No? You don't have any kids or anything? Well, you probably know that this is not normal. Oh, you're giving me chills. Let's see. This is weird, okay? Okay, I first noticed sound. 2 days old. I was born June 24th. Okay, this is June 26th. Smiles, June 26th. It has the year too, but laughs out loud. July 8th. Okay. Turns over, unassisted. Turns over. June 28th. I was 4 days old. Hold the head erect. You know, hold your head up erect. June 28th, 4 days old. No, actually June 26th. I did a double take because I know I was born on a Friday and it says Sunday. No, June 26th. I was 2 days old when I held my head up erect. Sits without support, August 4th. Let's see, 6, 10, like 40 days old. I was sitting up without support, just over a month old. Creeps, December of 66, 6 months old. Stands alone, January 1967, so that's 7 months old. I could stand and walk right after that. The part about rolling over unassisted, holding my head up, sitting without support, just over a month old. I've never ever heard of anything like that, and I'm a psych major. I would start out medicine, but with the valley fever, I switched over because I didn't think I'd be able to handle med school, but I probably could. You know, I tried to run away when I was a year and a half old because I was always with my mother. My dad was in the military and stuff. Yeah, a friend of mine even wonders, like, I weighed 8 pounds, 7.5 ounces when I was born, and my mother starved herself and took diuretics, and I shouldn't even exist because she was on these diuretics and there was no amniotic fluid, so my lungs couldn't form. But I shouldn't even be alive. And then my dad was in the military, and that base was destroyed by Hurricane Camille right after we left. The whole thing just wiped out the whole military base, Biloxi, Mississippi, and everything. But you know, after my father died, I found out he had a laptop in the 60s with CDs, CD-ROM. They'd say like government issue or whatever. Yeah, so they got technology they don't tell you about. You know, I heard some things actually a while back that are actually now on the market, but I already heard about them before they came out. As like even heard about Rothschild was working on a Matrix a while back, not recent. Sure enough, you know, I've just been waiting for stuff like that cup. I wish they could perfect this. That draws liquid out of the atmosphere. It's supposed to be a cup that you'll never die of thirst. But it's not fast enough, you know. They need to work on this. But yeah, it'll pull the moisture out of the atmosphere and fill the cup up so you'll never die of thirst. Want a survival tip? If you ever go hiking or whatever, always make sure, or wherever you are, you can take water and make it drinkable. Because let's say you're dying of thirst, you'll drink anything. You'll get to the point you'll drink anything. You don't care if it's dirty or clean or whatever. And you can find a pond that will... I put on a good show. I'm really an unhappy woman. I don't have a life, but I'm a good actress. Okay. If you ever are in a situation where you need water and you find like a pond, don't just drink it. It could be stagnant and kill you. But if you have a plastic bottle, a clear plastic bottle, take the label off, whatever, you don't want a lot of grooves and stuff and corners. You know, you want to try to keep it as, you don't want anything to be hidden in this. But what you do is you fill this bottle with water and you have to find direct sunlight. Yeah, and you put it in the direct sunlight for at least probably 7 or 8 hours, I would. But what happens is the ultraviolet rays will sterilize the water and make it drinkable. You know? And of course I learned how to make, how you can distill water, but you need ice. But what was it I saw recently that they were doing something about NASA holes and space travel and all that. And they took, what was it? They took They boiled, what was it? They boiled something and extracted it and turned right into ice. How'd they do that? Shoot. I don't know how to answer that. I have somebody who loves me. Only one person loves me on earth, I think. One person. Well, Grandma probably does, but she's not allowed to talk to me. Everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. I mean, is it Mandela effect or is it just my mom? So I never did figure out what country that is that really, oh yeah, I'm not kidding. I used to be very well liked and everything was different. Everything was different. But then I don't even know what's going on because this is a different reality. I have a person that wants to marry me, but I've been married before, and I'm scared to death, but, you know, he's the only person on earth that even likes me anymore, really. I've got a friend, Lynn, she's out in Iowa, and, you know, I need to go get more of this, but I can't leave my house. I mean, I'm a total recluse. I don't go anywhere. If I can, well, finally took me to shop recently because it'd been 6 months since I'd shopped. Oh no, not you too. Oh, thanks. Your husband is your aunt. Your husband is. Are you related to Johnny and Marilyn there? No, they got. I don't know. See, that's another Mandela effect. What happened to this whole world? It's not the world I knew. Overnight, everything changed. Especially me. I'm dead. I'm stuck here. I'm sure she's dead. I mean, it's weird because I have some foggy, dreamy memories here and there, but I don't remember last fall. And, well, he, for me, and actually I've talked to one other person, he's a Mandela effect. He's not the same Johnny Depp that overnight, what happened? All of a sudden, he had all these tattoos. I heard about the Hollywood vampires. I'm like, you know, because Alice Cooper's from here, and I'm like, really? When did they get this ban? What do you mean they've had this ban for a couple of years? No. And then the Memphis 3 thing, I thought that was recent. No, that's been going on for years too. Okay. New movies. Last year we looked online in Florida for, like, I think we were looking for like Johnny Depp sexy or some shit like that. There was nothing. Then all of a sudden there's all these videos. Where'd they come from? Movies, never heard of these. What else? The abuse thing. He was getting a divorce, but there was nothing about abuse. He looks different. The first thing I noticed was it was on YouTube, and it was about him and Robert Downey Jr. And they were saying, oh, they're in the Illuminati and sellouts and all this. And, you know, I've done the research and stuff, I mean, for years. And I'm like, no, they're not. Why would they need to be? They, you know, Johnny Depp don't need them. And then I realized they are. Huh? And I like, when did this happen? And the other thing was Marilyn Manson. I mean, I knew who Marilyn Manson was, but I'm like, when did they start hanging out? Where did this... What do you mean they've always been friends? No, they haven't. I mean, everything was overnight. Overnight. I'd never even seen him drunk or high or anything before. I mean, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? But everything kind of changed. The whole world went evil. Matter of fact, YouTube, the internet, everything changed. Like, I watch all these that's all I do is watch like YouTube stuff. But I mean, I watch a big variety of people. But where did they all come from overnight? Everything changed since last year. And for me, I really remember the inauguration day. That's when it seems like I really started becoming me. I'm thinking, is that when the other one died? But then the weird thing is, and you can tell from the videos, not without any, but he didn't have that many. He had maybe, I don't know, 10. Yeah, the inauguration definitely seems like the first day I really remember, like, starting to situate here. But September 23rd of last year, actually the night before, there was a change. There was a big change. I pinpointed it to about that date that it started to majorly something was changing. That's what I'm saying. I can't even get into one of the computers. I got lucky on the other. I don't know the passwords. The hints don't mean anything. Biometrics and facial recognition say I'm not the same person. How old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? I know I don't look my age. I think it's because that I've been stuck in this time for so long. I went to Florida and was frozen in time, pretty much, for 15 years almost. 15 years. Trying to get my kid back. I have custody. He was kidnapped by my mom. And that's the good old boys. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but she's stolen everything. My dad left me. And I don't even have an income now. I can't do shit. Just breaking laws left and right. But anytime I try to get help, they just lock me up for something I didn't do. How old do you think I am? For real. And right now I'm a little swollen right here. I was allergic to some makeup and I can't go to the doctor, so it's been like 6 months. I'm going to hear this. I'll tell you what, when I'm on Instagram and I see them posting like 2 pictures of Johnny Depp, like he doesn't look his age or whatever, it pisses me off, so I do it for me. Write my age down. My age? 51. 51. I'll be 52 June 24th. So, isn't she married now? You can't go back. You know, you can't go back. I've tried, thinking like, sure I was happy with this person or whatever, but it's never quite the same because you change and, what were the reasons you split up for? There was a reason that people split up. And, I mean, sometimes, sure, I guess there can be something really strong and bonding there. I don't know much about that. He's 54. He's 54. Yeah, he's born in 63. I'm born in 66. So he's 54. He'll be 55 in June. But he's wearing himself out. AAA. What? No, Johnny's, I don't know, he's not the same Johnny Depp. Not the one I remembered. I don't know. I don't know. He died skiing, didn't he? Smashed into a tree or something? 2 people did. But then, to me, Sally Field already died. Sally Field was dead, I thought, until tonight. Somebody says she's alive. Yep. Anybody else remember Sally Field dying? I can't believe she's alive. I mean, I know my memories are different from other people, But I don't see people. I don't... Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else remember Sally Field dying? No, because there was no CERN. There was no CERN back then. I think CERN's responsible. I know CERN's responsible. Oh, and I didn't tell you the most shocking thing. Okay, I don't watch TV and stuff. I use my TV for YouTube. I went out one day. It's weird. The screen's doing weird things. I notice everything. I pick up subliminal messages even usually. But I noticed there were some weird letters and numbers. Like you can switch the input to the different things. And I saw these letters and numbers. And I asked my friend, I said, did you get a new cable box? No. So what are these new letters and numbers? So I wrote them down and I Googled them. Do you know what came up? Okay, now, whatever comes up, right? These weird combination of letters and numbers. Okay, I'll just tell you. It was CERN's document server. CERN's document server. That's what the hell came up. I wrote it down. I mean, well, it's still on the TV out there. These letters and numbers. It's got an R and a K and a 6 and... Yeah, of all the things in the entire world to come up, that's what came up. I mean, you can check it out. I know that there's a video that I posted it on. Let me see. Trying to think how I could find it right now. I guess in history or whatever, but I might have to go back a ways. See, it's so much easier when I have access to the iPad. I really got to find out how I can do that on there, because, I mean, I can use a screen recorder and stuff, and I was going to do that, because I still haven't even gone through my 9/11 thing. I mean, there were clues the morning of that broadcast. Today's Show and stuff, all these different newscasts and whatnot, they actually say 9/11 or 9/11 in the Ross commercial. Oh, is this where my research is, though? Isn't it? I can actually look at it. I gotta raise this up to the top. Yeah, it sucks because I could show you guys what I found out. Because, yeah, they had the guy who wrote the Howard Hughes book, too. And what did Howard Hughes do? Aviation, planes. The one guy actually mentions American Airlines. That's exactly the airlines that were involved. You know, anybody who doesn't know that was done on purpose, and that, I mean, I don't even want to say who's really responsible. I mean, yeah, our government was involved, but who do they take their orders from, you know? Watch Rabbi Finkelstein. He'll tell you a lot. He'll tell you a lot. And I found that actually through Facebook when I saw like that there was human meat in McDonald's. I said, "Oh, what's this?" I wouldn't eat McDonald's. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't eat much fast food at all. And I tell you, I'm even scared about regular food. I try to cook myself, but of course now I don't even know how I'm going to survive. I'm trying to get this thing to work. Let's see, maybe I should just go into freaking Google. Where's Google search? Oh, that is Google search, stupid. God, you're stupid today. Okay, I'm used to doing everything on my iPad. This is really weird for me. I don't like this. It's weird. It feels foreign. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing, especially from this angle. Oh yeah, absolutely. I lost weight too fast last year. Not intentionally, it's due to health, but I lost my boobs. As far as I'm concerned, I wore like a a bigger bra. I wore a bigger bra, let's put it that way. How do I get to, I'm not used to doing this on this one. Let me see. If I go to, what is it? Not that. It's weird. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing when I do it this way. Let me think. If I'm on there, I go to Chrome normally. Okay. Where's Chrome on here? Do I even use Chrome? Probably every. Something just does not look right. Okay, let's see. Chrome. I got a couple new apps too. No, you know what? I get in trouble. I get in trouble. Yep. I would get in trouble. What is it with people? You know, I wondered, is that a cultural thing? Like in some countries, do chicks do that or something? Sebastian Spine. Yeah. Well, let's see. Oh, that's a picture of 9/11 right there. I copied all this stuff yesterday. Let's see. Today I can't even work a computer. What is this? Connections. Oh, this is the video I shot, isn't it? Oh, that's to show I was being hacked. Let's see. And I've got my ghost apps, because I normally do a 3 a.m. show when I remember all my hacking stuff. Jesus. Let me see. This is so weird. It's like I've never even used this. Yeah. Why were you going to say Al Gore? Yeah. They did. Well, one guy at CERN, not CERN itself, but CERN is doing its own defense. It's defending itself. It's thinking. That should scare the hell out of you. And I don't think that's the only CERN there is. Supposedly, they've already had one in Chicago. Look at Chicago. Maybe they're being upfront about that one. Where am I? Oh, stupid. Now I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. God, it's like I just can't think. All right, bookmarks. This would help. Okay. Research, bookmarks. Let's see, what we got? Okay, that's what I did. Okay. Let's see, where's it? I can see. Must be in other bookmarks. Hold on, I gotta find it here. Bookmark. Jesus. Okay, history. There we go. Let's do that. Let's go through my history here. Alright. Because I was doing so much research yesterday. Tons of research. Right down to the Bible itself. Do we have a Bible person in there because you mentioned something about Jesus? Because you'd be interested to know who wrote the Bible or who translated it from Latin, which is Luciferian's language. Okay, Pan Howard Hughes. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do George Bush. Yale, Sir Munson. Okay, who owns American Airlines? You saw them, like, in person, or what? I mean, I don't know where they hang out. I don't follow Hollywood at all. I don't even like Hollywood. I really don't. Clint Eastwood, yeah. Clint Eastwood was a friend of mine, but, yeah, Trans World Airlines, they got purchased in 2001. American Airlines purchased Trans World Airlines. Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on a minute. They did? I didn't catch that yesterday. American Airlines bought Trans World Airlines in 2001. I just saw that. Let me check something here real quick because that's kind of really interesting. I didn't realize that. Oh, this stupid thing. I wish it would stand up. Here. We'll put it down here for a minute. Because this is something that needs to be looked into right here. Okay. Wasn't Howard Hughes the guy who owned Trans World Airlines, I'm thinking? Am I correct on that? Let's find out. who owned Trans World Airlines. Yeah. All right. Let's find out. Howard Hughes. Oh my God. Whoa, wait a minute. This is pretty important. So he sold Trans World Airlines to American Airlines in 2001 when the World Trade Center happened. Let's see, stop it. December 1st, 2001, right after, 2 months after. Why did he, what? Because American Airlines was deep need? I mean, wait a minute. American Airlines is an airline that were supposedly, you know, the ones that smashed into the towers. But they had Howard Hughes on, or not on, but they were doing a thing about Howard Hughes on 9/11 before it happened. And the guy that wrote the book about it, this, what's his name? Something Dick or something his name is. Whack or something. I don't dance. No, they had the guy that wrote the book about Howard Hughes on the Today Show. Wait, if you got married, who would take the last name? Probably be Johnny Manson and Marilyn Depp, I'm thinking. Probably already are, who knows. This is really bizarre. This is trippy now. This is really significant. Do you get this? If you haven't seen the video about the Today Show, though, of course they do. That's a fact. Yeah, HAARP. It's absolutely true. How do you think we got all these hurricanes that were already recorded before they happened, even, and named by January of this year? It's all bullshit. It's all controlled. It's all controlled. Absolutely. I've seen plenty to convince me. How about the snow now that you can't even melt it? It burns. It turns black. Oh, thank you. You subscribed? Why, thank you. Thank you. I need subscribers. I really do. You know, I've had all these channels over the years, but my family keeps stealing my accounts and stuff, and I have to start over, and otherwise I'd probably have a pretty good established channel, and they've changed over time too, you know. I used to do a lot of comedy that was misunderstood and got tired of being called crazy. Let's see, wait a minute. In 2001, due to a downturn in the airline industry, American Airlines parent company, AMR Corporation, filed for bankruptcy protection. And then what? They bought Howard Hughes's airline. Why were they doing Howard Hughes the day of 9/11? The guy who made his fortune in the airline industry. Probably the damn jet they were flying on. But the jets weren't what went into the World Trade Center. Okay, for one thing, cell phones. They couldn't use their cell phones up in the sky. Watch this video where an airline stewardess was talking about how it's not possible. And they've tested it. They wouldn't work. And you're going too fast, and it's also triangulation. They were up too high to have been able to have had any reception. And, you know, if you know about driving and losing your signal, how the heck back then you're going to have a signal going that fast, up that high? Come on. And there were other things. I've seen just about everything you can find on 9/11. I've studied it for years and years. Wait, we got a merger in 2013. Wait, merger with AMR. So, let me get this straight. Hughes merged later on. This was a setup merger. Oh, thank you. I like you too. And, you know, I'm always open to things you want me to do videos on or whatever, because I study everything. Everything. This all ties together. Absolutely everything. And I wish I could show you my pictures of my trees. My trees. Because, let's see, my elbows. I have, let's see, it's video and pics. Oh, I know. I don't want this. I want this. If I can get it to work. Recent. Where's photos? Okay. I have a lot of pictures of the trees and the stumps. After I watched this first video I'd seen about that, my best friend and my dog, I wish my son, but he's in Florida. Oh, here we go. If you look at some of the structures, especially like in Arizona and stuff, you'll see these things called mesas or buttes or whatever, and like a mountain with the top cut off. And I hadn't really thought about it until I'd seen this video that let me see. Here we go. I don't know if you can't even see it. See, it would be better if I could film from that and show you stuff on the iPad, you know, because it looks just like a tree stump. They look like tree stumps, and they're huge. They're huge. So at one time, I think we had these giant trees that were cut down, and that's what's left. And I got to thinking, like, I've heard these theories that there were giants, you know, the nuclei or whatever, that there were giants on this planet. Because you'd have to have a giant, you know, to cut down the tree. And I'm thinking, you know, like somebody like, I don't know, Paul Bunyan. And I thought, wait a minute, Paul Bunyan, isn't he a lumberjack? You know, the one giant I think of is Paul Bunyan, and he happens to be a lumberjack. Lumberjacks cut down damn trees. And I thought, okay, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, I put things together real quick. Paul Bunyan was a lumberjack, a legend, probably some truth to that, you know. And I don't know, I started looking into the legend of Paul Bunyan after that, but I also started looking into different structures around this planet. And you think about even a cartoon where somebody's fallen off a cliff and they'll catch a branch that saves their life, you know, this branch sticking out of the side of a mountain. Like, is there a tree in there? Where'd this branch come from? They have rocks. There's this one spot where was it? I'll think of it. Somewhere out here in the Southwest, you know, and there was a tree, like, growing out of a rock. Well, they, you know, it was so little, they didn't think much about it, so they kind of, like, put the railroad to go around, that they were putting in around, I don't know, because I don't look at chicks. But they, yeah, of course I am. They put the track to go around this tree. Now this thing is humongous, and they, like, have to work with this tree now because they let it keep growing because they didn't think it was going to amount to anything. But you'll see there are actual rocks with trees just growing out of them. I mean, I really think there's something to it. And the roots of these trees could be huge. Maybe they're underground tunnels. But the kicker is, they talk about the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. You know, trees are pretty significant. And I started looking into the trees and rocks, and there's a lot of things that tie it together, like Rock-a-bye baby on the treetops. You know, just different things where they've combined trees and rocks. Quite a few. And I looked at these pictures that were just huge. There were hundreds of people on this one tree that had been cut down. I don't think it's so far off, but there was a picture just recently, with, like, the tree of life or whatever, and it had, like, stuff around it, and I thought, whoa, maybe that is, because I thought of it as being a possibility, and this was kind of like backing me up. What if this plane of existence or whatever is a tree. And we just built stuff up around the base of this tree, you know, that's been cut off. What if we are living on a tree? Thanks. I'm nervous because I don't do live normally, so I'm a little nervous, and plus, you know, I don't have my ADHD meds, so I'm, you know, not as smooth as I could be. You know, I just know too much stuff and I think too fast. It's just, where's that? I hate it when I can't find something, and that's what's been bothering me. Oh, we were talking about Johnny Depp. I've got some really weird stories about that guy, but he doesn't even know. Just weird things. I never would have even heard of this guy, you know. It was just a fluke. But I don't like to really talk about him too much, because it hasn't done my life any good, that's for sure. I've been trying to kind of get his help with a situation I think he could help me with, and I was like, I'll pay the guy. And I just did a video not long ago where I was kind of pissed off and kind of said a few things, because I'm like, don't tell me he doesn't know nothing. He's got friends on the internet. They're verified. Don't tell me he doesn't get any messages from them, and he had to have heard. So I was all pissed off. Well, I'm to the point that I really need some help, and I kind of even at one point had gotten a message from somebody a while back that, and it was a misunderstanding, because I'm not like a fan. I don't watch. I've seen some of his movies because I was curious when I found out he existed. You know, so you know, I was interested in seeing what he did. And it was really good. He was very talented. But as a rule, you know, I don't watch movies and stuff. I don't understand this famous shit. I don't understand people's obsession with Hollywood. Is this a new term now to call celebrities idols? It helps. Sweet liquor eases the pain. Oh yeah, I did a thing when I found out. Why does it always go back to this guy? That Johnny Depp was spending $30,000 a month on his wine. I'm like, no shit. You know, in his defense, maybe he's like not shopping well. Maybe he's spending, you know, $10,000 on a bottle of wine. I really don't know, but it's a possibility. Or he's a complete lush and likes to get everybody drunk with him, you know. But you know, with his financial problems and all that, I did this thing. I'm like, here, Johnny. See this? It's called Yellowtail. It's southeastern Australian wine. And you can get it for, you know, $10 a bottle. And it's pretty good. It's not like watered down. It's full flavor. I recommend it. You know, and if you switch to this and you drink a bottle a day, $10, at the end of the month you spent like, what, $300? Wait, no. Is that right? $300? And that's quite a savings, you know. You're saving like, what, $29,300 a month by switching to this. And what does that equal? Like a new car for me? You know, but, you know, and then I had to throw this in too, because I said, yeah, it's from Australia, but as long as I've been drinking it, I've never had to apologize to any, you know, fat, smelly Australian officials, you know. It's hard for me to do live. It's much easier for me to do something and then watch it and then post it. You know, and sometimes I don't even watch them. It makes me sick too. No, I mean, this Depp, alright, since he brought him up, that's stupid business. Oh, but then I was in a situation, I've got a brother-in-law who's a bail bondsman too. I have an evil family. They'd throw me in jail. They set me up so that they could rob me and mess up my life more, destroy my house, my documents. Anyway, it was a $300 bond. And it was early December. And So I call him up, hey, Reg, bond me out. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm busy right now. I'm Christmas shopping, whatever, Don't bother me right now. Call me back. Nothing, I'm worried because Christmas is coming. And I start calling other bondsmen. Nobody $300 bond, okay? So I'm looking around. I own a house. I have an income, Girls had $10,000 bond. Didn't own shit, And they were getting bonded out. I'm like, what the hell? Why isn't anybody buying me out? I called every bondsman. Nobody would bond me out. I couldn't understand. I sat there through Christmas, and then New Year's, and my son's 16th birthday was on January 18th. I missed that. I'm like, what in the hell? I just given up on calling anybody, And then, February rolled around, and I started calling this one bondsman. I heard some good things about this guy, Ralph. And I guess he'd forgotten about me or whatever. But I told him the situation. He's like, $300? I said, yes, sir. Yeah, he said, I'm spending time with my wife. She's in a nursing home, so my weekends are pretty important to me. Can you wait till Monday? And I'm like, hell, yes, sir. I understand. Enjoy time with your wife. I've been there this long. I can surely make it till Monday morning. So I called him up Monday morning. He bonded me out. You can believe it, $300? Yeah. But anyway, I went over to his office to sign, the paperwork and whatnot. And he gives me his business card. Johnny Depp. I'm like, are you this guy again? I mean, wasn't a big place. And there were maybe, 5, 6, bondsmen. And one of them has this guy on his card, the one guy who finally gets me out after all those months on $300. Is that weird? But that's not the only thing. I mean, there's been so many weird coincidences with this guy. That's why I thought, well, maybe there's a purpose. Maybe we're meant to meet for some reason. Not because I'm like a fan or in love or anything. I mean, there's just something I think that we're supposed to meet because I've seen too many weird signs. Otherwise, I just, Plus, I could use his help. I think he could use mine, actually. I don't know. But, I've got this pirate towel because I went to Disney World with my son back in 2009. I'd gone in 2003 right before my valley fever to Disneyland, and 2 rides were closed. Pirates of the Caribbean and Space Mountain. I'm like, why'd we even come? So I, didn't find out about the pirate movies or anything. I don't know who the hell Johnny Depp is. So in 2009, I take my son to Disney World. And I've been going since I was a kid. I grew up in Florida. And we go on the Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm like, whoa, they finally got rid of that damn pirate that they had. They had this plastic, stupid-looking pirate that they had up there since the 60s, And I thought, that's cool. And I bought a lot of shit when I went to Disney World, but I only bought one towel. This pirate towel, And, it wasn't supposed to go to the pool or anything. I remember one day I, at this point, just found out who Johnny Depp was, because I didn't know he existed. But, my son had taken my towel, and I said, go get my pirate towel. So he brings it back, and I washed it, and I go to fold it, and it hit me. This is that Johnny Depp guy on my towel. I didn't even know that it was a real person. I didn't know about the movies. I didn't have a clue. I just thought it was a fictitious person, because they actually have fake people. They're digitizing, they're making fake people, because they had a whole bunch of pictures, and they said, which one of these actors can you remember as being in something? And a lot of pictures, none of these people were actual real people. They were computer-generated fake people. Now that's creepy. I mean, completely fake people. But I thought that that's what this towel was. I didn't know that there were movies, that this towel was even based on, much less a real person. Just the fact that we were both born in the South, Kentucky and Mississippi, and we grew up very close to each other in What do I like most about Johnny? I don't like a lot of things about him, but I'd say his imagination, actually. His imagination. You know, but specifically, I'd seen where, you know, he talks about the characters that he's doing. Like, I think the last one I'd seen was where he was talking about the Alice in Wonderland stuff or whatever, with that Mad Hatter. And he was talking about the mental illnesses, or actually, I should say more, the experiences that led to the problems that the Hatter developed. Because I don't think the Hatter was insane. I think you can be driven insane for a fact. And I think that what he had gone through, you know, his experiences led to that. You know, but Johnny was given this fictional character, not just a life, but actually like diagnosing him, leading up to like how this happened, and just the way he gives that life to the characters, the imagination. The imagination, and the other thing that had impressed me, now I don't know that he does it anymore, from what, I don't know, like I said, it's a different Johnny Depp. One of the things that impressed me when I first learned of him was how patient he was to sit through that makeup process. How dedicated he was to that. To making that character so real that he'll even put gold teeth in. He'll, you know, that's a lot of dedication to making a character real, you know, as opposed to just, you know, it's just a job. He takes a step beyond, but I don't think he's really doing that much anymore. I don't know what to say about him because he's not the same person that I remember. Like I said, overnight, there was a different person all of a sudden. But then so was I. And I didn't even realize just how much until I got that other computer out and found those videos that aren't even on, they weren't even on YouTube, thank God, but it was enough to scare the shit out of me and make me realize there's a reason you can't remember much from last year. There's a reason you're still alive when you have a fatal brain tumor. There's a reason that biometrics and facial recognition say I'm not the same person. One of my friends I haven't talked to say I have a different voice, a different look. I'm not the same person. I mean, my friend has a hard time understanding because he doesn't know computers. He believes everything on CNN, you know? Watches TV all the time. Drives me nuts. That's why I do my thing. And I'm up at night. He's up in the day, you know. But I'm not the same person. According to the biometrics, I'm not the same person. I just realized that the other day. You know, and you can't see for shit with this. I wish I could figure out how to do the recording from here and show you stuff with the iPad. It works a hell of a lot better. Even that can be a little tricky, though. It's scary when I found those videos. I can barely speak. And I thought at first it must be a joke on one of them. I was always wearing keys around my neck. I looked like I never brushed my hair. His voice tone. I wonder what happened to him. Where did he get this accent? I didn't know who he was, so, you know, I remember when Fox came out, I figured I'd check it out because it's like a new network. And I watched Married with Children, but I saw an advertisement for this kitty cop show with the DeLuise kid, and I was like, nah. So I never watched that show. But, you know, recently I've seen the best line ever. I ain't getting no tats. First he says, what's a tat? It's a tattoo. I ain't getting no tattoos. Yeah, I ain't getting no tattoos. That's brilliant. That's like the best line ever. It's fucking funny as hell, man. I ain't getting no tattoos. You're a big Johnny Depp fan, huh? I'm not a fan of anybody, but what is this new thing with Idol? When did they start calling them idols? I thought idols was like a 50s thing for a musician or something maybe, but... Oh, God, there's that video. 3 of them that are freaking scary. It's like her hair's never brushed. It doesn't look like me. The facial structure is different. And she can't talk hardly. She wears keys around her neck. And this one, she's like searching for something. A galaxy. She's already gone on and on about she's not going to die. This is previous to this in the videos, you know. I'm going to live. And, but here it's like, must be close to death, and that's probably why they didn't make it to YouTube. She's looking all over. I mean, it's... Holy shit. It's scary. I mean, even with my face swollen, I don't look like that. And one thing, I look like my sister for the first time ever, I guess, because I looked like my aunt that I hate there, but now I look for the first time like my sister, apparently. There's a point where she turns to the camera, and I have to say she, because I don't even have any memory of this. And I expected to get a laugh, like this is all a big joke, you know, like, you know, like that, like it's all a joke, but no, instead it's like, whatever. And I'm like, what? I watched this whole thing, and it's terrifying. She can't speak. I mean, let me turn this on, see what happens, because this is, it's just scary. It's embarrassing, and it's scary.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
Let's see.
Bluetooth connected.
Alright, let's see. I have trouble with the speed because the hacking and stuff. Let me see. I guess it's loading or whatever. Love this great Wi-Fi. I'm not even getting my Wi-Fi. My DNS server is hijacked, you know. Come on, play, stupid. This is so aggravating. Let's see. If I... let's get this to go... let's see. That. Come on already. This is a pain in my ass. Let's see. There it goes.
Oh, it is recording me. Will you please stop messing with my electronic devices? I'm very sick. I have cancer and belly fever. This is not fair. So please stop it. Because I have proof that you are doing this on many devices, papers, stealing, stupid, dirty cops, lawyers.
I mean,
Evil, mean people. I'm looking for people so I can...
I don't think you can see it.
I'm supposed to do this because I'm sick, but I'm not going to die. Because I'm going to live and write a book about what it is like to have cancer and belly fever killing me at the same time.
Can you hear this?
Where's my book on Galaxy, stupid phone? And the cord is it? It's an Android cord.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Stupid Android.
it's embarrassing.
Don't know. Why are you still my stupid iPhone? Put VPN devices in them.
Can you hear this?
Freaking Verizon. No. Take it out my devices. And
No.
whatever.
It was
I found a point for this.
It was
And I
flat.
looked in the book, and
It was flat up till 1492. That's when they changed it to the globe. But that causes the Mandela effects as far as people thinking that the geography has changed. It may have as far as water's disappearing and these horrible sinkholes are opening up. I'm kind of different because I'm not from here at all. I mean, she's dead. That was me, I guess. And I have to follow in her footsteps. I see, though, what you're talking about, because for me, also, when Johnny changed, the whole world actually has changed to me too. Yeah, it went satanic. Everything changed. I mean, I woke up in this reality, basically. I mean, I must be some part of this person. They say in the parallel worlds, you can be almost identical to your other self, but, you know, you've obviously somewhere taken a different choice. And there are some people who, in one reality, maybe they had an appendectomy, and in the other, they didn't. No. Do you know who wrote Revelation? Do you know who wrote it? Do you know who translated the Bible? First of all, when it went from Greek to Latin, which Latin is the language for Luciferians. Actually, yeah, from Rome. It was Saint Jerome. And he was about the Vulgate. I have all this. I was just researching it. Again, I mean, I already had, but I was trying to find something out for someone. Let's see. How do I get to it? Books. It's like I've never used a computer before. But I'm going to, like, the origins of who wrote it, who translated it, because that part hasn't changed. St. Jerome was the one who translated it from Latin back into English. And don't know probably about Catholics and all that either. You know about the Jesuits? Do you know about the Jesuits? Who they were? Those evil bastards. the Zionist Jews, and then they went over and got the Catholics involved and the Muslims. You know, there's only one religion that's not paganism, basically, and that's your Christianity, but there's a reason for that. Organized religion is a tool. It's a tool. It has a lot of purposes, a lot of importance, because people are doing exactly what they wanted them to do. Oh, of course, that's what I'm saying. They're the only ones that aren't. Catholics are, not all of them realize it, but they're Luciferian. They all are. The Muslims, the Catholics, the Jesuits, they're all, the Jews. Yeah, Jesuits are Catholics, Jesuits are, yes, Jesuits are the ones that corrupted everybody. The Jews, too. The Muslims, they're all the same. They may not all be aware of it, but the truth is they're all the same. Christianity was started. Well, yeah, that's part of it. That's, if you're a Luciferian, which they all are, then you're all about pedophilia too, because it's part of it. Clearance? What clearance post? I mean, oh, shoot. Let's see. No, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? No, that ain't what I want to do. What I do to... It's like I can't even work my computer from this angle, you know? I'm like stupid or something. Let's see, I'll go back to... How did I do it last time? It was my history, that's what I did. I got it. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see all that. It disappeared. I wish I had my glasses, but I lost them last year. Yeah, if you could... It just doesn't stay on here long enough. There's Rabbi Finkelstein's interview. That talks all about what they're doing. The truth. The truth. You want truth? Check out Rabbi Finkelstein. He tells it all. Latin Vulgate. The history of the Bible. Let's see. Bible translations, Latin Vulgate. This is all stuff I've saved on here. Every conspiracy theory has been a conspiracy fact. That's all I do is research stuff. That's it. That's all I do. Jews murder children. Yeah. And McDonald's. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. I believe in the Mandela effect, too. Conspiracy reality. That's why we say conspiracy fact. I hate when they say theory, especially when it's something completely obvious like 9/11. How can they even still say that's a conspiracy? But truth of the matter is, if, according to Rothschild, you know, I really do a lot of research. I've read the documents that came out, especially since I'm royalty. But they say that if the United States, if everybody comes to the awareness that this was an inside job, and who's really, really responsible, they'd take us out. Yep. I mean, so I don't know. Let's hope Trump can. I'm impressed that he's gotten this far. I mean, I'm really, really, like, amazed that he's able to do as much as he has. Because I'm sure, you know, you don't know everything till you actually get into office, and then you find out just what you're dealing with, and maybe can't do everything you wanted to do because you just can't, but you do as much as you can and hope that as you progress you can do more, you know. This would not be happening. Now this would not be coming out if it weren't for him, you know. Hollywood, everybody's owned. But like I said, if everybody realized the fact that we're owned and said, you know what, I don't like it, I don't like selling out, I don't like kissing ass, and realized that the whole world is a puppet show, and everybody just said, you know what, we're 13 families, I'm sick of it, are you sick of it? Military intelligence. What do you mean by military intelligence exactly? No, if everybody got together, military, everybody, said, you know what, we're tired of your shit. We're tired of you creating wars. We're tired of you paying for both sides of the war to make more money. We're tired of you holding our interest over our heads. And we're just tired of you people thinking that you can play with our lives like this and decide whether we live or die or how and what the economy's going to do. And because our fate is in their hands. Plain and simple. That Rothschild fellow that may have disappeared, died, who knows, is really the person who holds all of us in the palm of his hand. If he decides we're going to crash, we're going to crash. If he decides we succeed, we succeed. If he decides we die, we die. That's fact. You know? But we take the whole planet, just saying, against 13 families, the whole planet, to turn around and go, we don't care. We don't care how rich you are. We don't want your gold. Take your gold. Go away. Because as much as they hate us at that point and want to kill us, they'd be like, okay, what do you mean you won't push the button? Somebody push the button. I'll give you gold. And everybody just said, no, we don't want it. We could be free. Read Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Like I said, if I could go back on my ADHD medicine, it would help a great deal so I could do more reading, because I can't even get through some videos. I mean, I flip around and I can't focus for long. I mean, I really have it bad. I even had like handicapped student status in college because of it. I didn't ask for it. My doctor put in for it, but I really used it. But yeah, if the whole planet just said, you know, let's all tell these people we're not going to be their puppets anymore. We're not doing it. Nobody push the button. Nobody do shit for them because they can't even wipe their own ass. We'd be free. You know? What are you going to do? Call in our loans. Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. This country does nothing but pay interest on interest that we owe these central banks. This is ridiculous. That's why it's so important for us to start producing our own oil and stuff, our own energy, and to have jobs, because when we're outsourcing our jobs to other countries and stuff, and we got to buy back products because companies have gone overseas because it's cheaper, so we're buying American company products from overseas and put money in other countries and jobs in other countries. What's wrong with that picture? You know, we need jobs here, because when the jobs are here, not only do we not put the money in somebody else's pocket, we don't have to, you know, pay more for our products because they're made here, and the main thing is we got something to sell. Now they've got to buy it from us. And that's the way it should be. And that's the whole thing. I mean, they lie about this tax plan, you know, the corporate and all this. No, no. That 35% drop into the, was it 25%? I can't even think of numbers right at the moment. 20? Anyway, that is for any manufacturing, I'm sorry. Any company that comes back that has taken their business to another country, you know, any American companies that have taken their, you know, plants overseas or whatever, if they come back to the United States, then they get this tax cut, you know. It's specifically for that, because you have to give them incentive, I said, because there's a reason that they left the United States. It was cheaper. In whatever way, it was cheaper for them to do it somewhere else. So you have to give them incentive. You can't just say, well, come back and give us jobs here because it'll be better. No, you got to give them more reason than that. And in the long run, it should actually wind up becoming cheaper. You know? You have to start somewhere. You have to just, this is where we're going to start here. And then, you know, get people to work, and then they don't need benefits anymore and stuff. And then companies should, if they're doing the right thing and not being assholes, put money back into their company, you know, to pay for benefits for employees. I mean, to say you have to pay this much means, you know, that you could get an idiot and have to pay him a lot of money because that's the only person you can find. And it really doesn't give anybody any incentive to try. But it also doesn't give anybody incentive if you're not going to pay when you see somebody who can do the job, too, which will force employers to have to pay more for good help. Or they're going to lose it. They're going to go someplace else. You're going to get what you pay for. And you're going to get paid what you're worth. I could see the logic in that. And it's true. If you don't expect anything from people, you won't get anything. You know? Why? Where's my incentive? You know, I've been saying that lately for wanting to even continue to fight in this life, because it just seems like nothing I do matters. But that's what's happened over the years of this handing out. I can't believe California. I cannot freaking believe California. All you got to do is go to the food stamp place or whatever with your birth certificate or something and your driver's license, and they'll give you food stamps. I'm like, you don't even have to prove your how much money you got or anything. They just handed it out. Driver's license? Here, take a voter's registration card. We don't care where you're from. Here, take it. You know, because they want people to vote for them. That's the thing. That's the Democrat thing. They want you to vote. They will. That's why they want to give everybody a right to vote. That's why they do all this crazy thing. Oh, sure, come to this country. Don't forget who lets you in, and be sure to vote. Here. It's the truth. It's bribery. It's bribery. And who pays? We do. We pay. Because we can get a politician who doesn't give a shit about us. I'll sell you out. I'll sell you out as long as I get votes. You know? It's not good. And that's what's happened to this country, you know? It's really 8 years of this crap. Now people are entitled, you know? It's like, why should I work? I've been living on the beach eating lobster for the last 8 years. Literally. True. Now me, I am disabled. I won't come on if I can't fake that I'm doing well. But I'm tough. I have no choice. I have such a hard life that I have to fight. And, somebody commented that I shouldn't get any benefits. Well, I'm not getting anything right now. I have no income at all. And I really wouldn't need it if I got my money back from my mom. But I do have valley fever, which is incurable. I'm 100% disabled. I've had to build up in strength because I have to do things. And I have cancer. So it's like, I'm sorry if that wasn't enough. I got fibromyalgia. I've had lung surgery. All sorts of things. You can't judge a book by its cover. Maybe I'm in intense pain all the time. Maybe I am. But, I lost it. See, there's so many things. I don't like live. But I guess I'd say you guys are better than, like you do something live on Instagram. It's like, is there anybody out there? Hello? You know? Somebody asked me something, you know? Because I thought that would be cool, even. I've thought of this as an idea. What if, you posted, like, questions? You know, questions you want me to answer when I go live, you know? You know, besides, will you show me your boobs? I guess they went off to watch porn or something. I don't know. I'm going crazy because I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I can't. You want to talk about Facebook for Dummies? Okay, anybody out there got a Facebook? Anybody got a Facebook profile? This is like the stupidest video, isn't it? I got this book a while back for 99 cents. I think I got it like 8 years ago. 99 cents. And it's such bullshit. Because when Facebook came out, people just, you know, I wrote the paper, I read it in my last show here or whatever, about how I never wanted a computer and all that, and about the, you know, Big Brother's watching you shit, and there's a government agency recording all our information, and they want to know who your friends are and what they're like, but it didn't make any sense till Facebook came out. Yeah, everything I wrote about came true. I always just seem to know things. Except where I put shit. That's the tough part. I can't believe this. I just had to put this rug in here the other night, and I had to move everything out of the way, so everything's like chaotic. I can't find shit. It's really driving me crazy, man. And I can't believe this. I can't find anything. It's driving me nuts. Oh, there's a tarot card. Oh, I thought that was the same one that guy had today. Ow, what's this? Oh, my dog's favorite toy. What's this? Oh, it's naked pictures now. Oh, this sucks. I can't believe this. Jesus Christ, don't do that. So, like, talk to me. What should we discuss? Because I want to make sure y'all are entertained here. Because I'm just frustrated when I can't find something that I'm looking for. I could turn on the light, I suppose. I hate light. Let's see. Yeah, I'm losing viewers. They're like, we're out of here. You know what? It's because I'm sober as a judge. And I don't know how sober that is. So I can't relax. I'm not used to doing the live thing. And I'm thinking about just taking a break so I can go find my vape thing or whatever. So I can chill because I'm just nervous. The new... Oh my god! I was just like gonna like go offline here or something because I'm faking it. Somebody said I'm such a happy person. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a good actress. A good actress. I'm out of weed. I had some of that pre-roll last night. Tastes funky or whatever, and I can't find it. And I have that vape thing, and I seem to have misplaced it. My original intention was to do something about, I watched a video about 9/11, and it was like before the 9/11 happened, okay, like the Today Show, all the different news that was going on. And I realized, holy shit, they all know. They all know it's about to happen. But I don't think they planned, I know they didn't because Bush admits it, to just have all those people die and have the entire buildings collapse like they did. I don't know, maybe they did. Maybe they thought they were going to evacuate them on time because they hit the wrong level. According to Bush, they were not supposed to hit above the but everything, one guy was saying, it's quiet this morning. It's a little too quiet, you know, and they said they had a Ross commercial, and they said something about 9/11, And then they were talking about the 911 emergency system. And then they had, I can't see. They knew. Oh, yeah, but even the media. I didn't realize the media knew. You mean you're a time traveler? I'm from a parallel world. Parallel reality. As a matter of fact, the lady who just came on, Lynn, is a very good friend of mine. She can tell you that I'm not the same. And Lynn, did I tell you that biometrics and facial recognition isn't grouping me with my other stuff? I noticed that yesterday. I said, whoa, facial recognition, the biometrics saying I'm not the same person I was last year. And I hate this. This stand is broken. I was going to do this on my computer, but it says I need some embedding software. Really, see? But Robert still won't even entertain that notion that I could possibly be any different, which is, to me, a little insulting, because you've seen the scary videos where I can't, I'd show people stuff and I can't do it. You can't see the pictures because of the bright lights. Yeah, but if it's not on CNN, he ain't gonna believe it. He doesn't believe the world's flat either. Won't even entertain the notion. Oh, yeah. I was doing a lot of research yesterday. The stories that they had on 9/11. For one thing, they advertised McDonald's. We know the Jews put the kids into the meat. That's a fact. And Howard Hughes. They were talking about Howard Hughes, the guy who wrote the book on Howard Hughes. Oh, yeah. And Howard Hughes was in the aviation industry and all that, Hughes Aircraft. But Howard Hughes owned TWA. And, or was it, yeah, TWA. Let me make sure I got that right, because I get my letters mixed up and stuff. Where is it? Human tooth found in Hamburg. Oh, nice. Let's see, where is it? My Howard Hughes stuff. Because I started looking into it. Like, why are they talking about Howard Hughes today? He's in aviation. He owned, they mentioned American Airlines right before it happened, too. The guy said something about American Airlines. They had the Ross commercial, where they said 911 or 9/11. They were talking about the 911 system in emergencies. I never heard them do this on any other 9/11. Then they had the McDonald's commercial. Okay, and then they had what was it? It was just creepy the way the guy was talking about how quiet it was this morning. How quiet. So quiet. It's just too quiet. I'm thinking, yeah, it's not going to be in 5 minutes, buddy. Not even close. Okay, let's see if I got back far enough. I did so much research. Right into, came out and they were wearing, they were wearing the color purple. The big deal about purple. Now the color purple means something. It's a sign of royalty, wealth. It's also a way of showing power. And it even, I knew I'd find it somewhere in one area. It's even known as the color associated with women in mourning of their dead husbands. I'm like, this is really interesting. Everything about what was going on before the actual catastrophe meant something pretty significant. What the hell is that? Oh, I think I know. My, my DNS server's hijacked and all that. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, definitely. There's a whole, they say 4,000 Jewish people didn't go to work that day on 9/11 too. I don't know. Yeah, the forgotten Jews. But Howard Hughes, of all people, to be talking about It's easier if I do it this way. Just re-look it up real quick than trying to find it in my bookmarks. He owns, he was an aviator. Okay, manufacturer, aviator, motion picture producer. Who did it? Who was really behind it? Who was really behind it? I know who's behind it. Watch Rabbi Finkelstein. Yeah. Okay. He owned a big chunk of Las Vegas, but he owned TWA. Okay, now TWA, you know who the airline was involved with 9/11? American Airlines. What was it? American Airlines, in 2001, bought TWA, was it? Wait, yeah, because, you know, I'm, let's see, American Airlines. See, I've got all this bookmark. I had it all pulled up before, airlines. Let's see, because this tripped me out. I just, a little while ago, noticed the dates. Okay, American Airlines was, let's see, they were sold in 2001. Where are they at? 2001. Oops, 1. Let's see what it was. What is this? Wait. I don't know what this says yet, but it's something that makes me want to read it. Flight 587 was a regularly scheduled passenger flight from JFK International Airport in New York City to Los Angeles International Airport in Santo Domingo, Las Americas International Airport, Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. On November 12th, 2001, the Airbus, whatever, flying the route crashed shortly after takeoff into the... I don't know why it caught my attention, but it's like almost a month after 9/11. It's kind of weird. I wonder what that's got to do with this. I just, I just instinctively know. What was the green screen part of it, though? You mean the planes? Oh, yeah, there were no planes smashing into it. That's all bullshit. It was some sort of ball. Really, 55 reporter? Huh? Wait. Was it? I wonder what's to do with this. There's something about this that just doesn't feel right. I mean, because a month later... Okay. I mean, yeah, because I don't think I can watch a video at the same time. It might screw this up. Flight 2001. What is this? Why is that on there? I always know something. American Airlines Flight 2001. What? What in the hell? The Queen's Air crash, American Airlines 587. How? 9/11, September 11th, 2001. Therefore, what? I didn't plan on finding this. I always find out more than I'm planning to find out. This is right before they sold out. Wait, what is this? November 12th, American Airlines crashed in the neighborhood in Bell Harbor, New York, several minutes after taking off from JFK. I didn't even hear about that. A month after. We had 9/11, then November 12th. This is weird. What? Wait a minute. What is this now? It says American author image. Flight 587, which came apart in the air over Long Island. Oh, do I remember this? And crashed into homes. Wait, homes in Rockaway, New York was not an accident. The tale, like most Americans, I was relieved to hear the tragedy of Flight 587 was not an act of terrorism. Now, wait, what? Hold on. This is new. It's coming here. So, this is weird. They're saying that there was another crash a month later into houses in New York City, and it wasn't an accident. Okay, can we move along? Okay, 587 was no accident. I've been flooded with a wide assortment of conspiratorial scenarios over the years. There's an entire industry brimming with conspiracy factoids and whole cloth fiction. However, too often some people will quickly marginalize a theory as a conspiracy wackoism despite overwhelming evidence to suggest that something just doesn't pass the smell test. I'm not an aviation expert. The bulk of my aviation experience beyond semi-regular commercial flights has been jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. However, notwithstanding protestations to the contrary, I am considered reasonable. American Airlines Flight 587, which came apart in the air, over Long Island and crashed into homes in Rockaway, New York, was not an accident. The tail section and the two engines do not fall apart by accident. Good night, thank you. You missed this part. Like most Americans, I was relieved to hear that the tragedy of Flight 587 was not an act of terrorism. Now, failing any contrary evidence, it seems most likely to have been an act of sabotage. Thank you. My confidence in the same government players who have been feeding us bovine excrement since the drowning of TWA Flight 800 has dropped below the perception of nanotechnology. I recently had a caller to my WorldNet Daily syndicated talk show who identified himself as U.S. Airlines pilot with over 27 years experience. I asked 3 questions. Have you ever heard of a plane losing the tail section like Flight 587? He said no. Have you ever heard of a plane losing 2 engines like 587? He said no, although he had heard of 1 engine dropping off as a result of traumatic weight shifting. Third question was, have you ever in all aviation history heard of a situation in which a modern aircraft has lost the tail and 2 engines spontaneously? He said absolutely not, and if that were possible, I'd stop flying. Statistically, the probability of any commercial airplane losing the tail section the way Flight 587 did is incomprehensible. Statistically, the probability of the commercial airline losing 2 engines the way Flight 587 did is equally incomprehensible. To combine 2 monumentally incomprehensible statistical anomalies, boy, they like big words, doesn't just double the improbability. There would be a compounded geometric explosion of zeros following the decimal point. Y'all get that? Spock says it ain't gonna happen. Okay. Let's see. You can't handle the truth. Okay. We're gonna skip all these big words, man. Okay. Yes. I know. Now I'm curious who was on this plane. This is just a written thing. I hadn't heard about this crash, but who was on it? Dozens of eyewitnesses have reported they saw an explosion and or a fire at the juncture of Flight 587's wing and fuselage. Moments before it began to break up, losing its tail first, then both engines. Multiple sources tell us that the air conditioning unit of an airplane is located there and emits a bunch of heat. Reportedly, anything heat-seeking would home in on the air conditioning unit's heat. Hunt. It says hunt? Oh, no, heat. Okay. National Transportation Safety Board investigators have examined the engines and found no evidence of mechanical failure, although we were told catastrophic engine failure was the probable cause. That dog won't hunt. That's my saying. Now we're supposed to believe that wind turbulence from another plane is the most likely cause of the crash. I don't think so. In addition to the United Airlines captain who called me, a former jumbo jet veteran pilot, who was quoted in the New York Post, was also highly skeptical of the turbulence theory. If wind turbulence caused that accident, I'll never fly again. It's a very shift who flew 747s for TWA. Why hasn't the FBI released or at least commented on the video they have? Their silence, coupled with with ignoring eyewitness testimony, only fuels the building fire of conspiracy. The FBI is allegedly playing a secondary role in the investigation behind the NTSB. Why was the video grabbed by the FBI and not the NTSB? Safety board, something about flight safety. I now believe Flight 587 was the victim of sabotage. I do not believe this is some extraordinary statistical probability anomaly. I believe the government knows that it was not an accident, and in a misguided attempt to protect us from the truth and slow down the financial hemorrhaging of the airline industry, they're blowing smoke. If or when, God forbid, another airplane falls from the skies, a portion of the blame for the lost lives will need to be assumed by the misguided and duplicitous government bureaucrat who incorrectly assumed you can't handle the truth. Boy, you know, that's kind of annoying. I mean, I understand all the words and stuff, but it's like, are they just trying to prove they're smart? You know, to throw that many big words in? They sit there with a thesaurus, you know, translating everything. When you get done, Dr. Seuss is like this big. That's interesting. I'm going to bookmark that, and I should figure out how to put links. I know, but I mean, you can barely say it. He uses, I mean, I understand the words, but it's like, you know, when you're writing, or you're trying to get your point across to somebody, you want to be understood. Unless you're like one of these politicians that spins things and these analysts that change the meaning. I mean, I'll be understand. I'm like, what did he just say? Just twist it around where something is the exact opposite of what it really is. It's like, but I mean, I would want to be understood. And that's one of the things about Donald Trump. Right off the bat, you know, people rag him no matter what he does, but, well, he uses such precise words, you know, like, they're bad. Yeah, he wants to be understood. He doesn't want there to be any question. He doesn't want somebody later on to say, well, I thought you meant this. How can you misinterpret that? He said bad. You know? I think that's a good thing. Yes. To straight out confuse people. Fergie brought that up on 9/11 day, too, about the spin on American politics, which is where it started. I didn't expect it to go off, but this is the way I find things, Lynn. I mean, why I know what I know, because research has been really easy for me, because I just happen to fall right into whatever I'm supposed to find, you know. The whole Howard Hughes thing, but the thing was American Airlines bought TWA from Howard Hughes in 2001. Right after this, a month after this little accident. What's up with that? American Airlines was 9/11's thing. I mean, and Howard Hughes was the focus of that particular show. You know, it's starting to look kind of weird. Even the CarMax commercial, everything was tied in. Everything. Yeah, everything. And just, I mean, I saw it immediately. I'm like, they know. And then, this is the other thing. Okay, they're live, okay? The tower just got hit. And you hear them saying, like, well, we don't know anything yet. We just heard. This is breaking news. And within 30 seconds, they've said Osama bin Laden. I mean, because right away they're like, well, you know, there is a hole. They're trying, people on the ground, you know, they're like, well, it was like a plane, right? You know, feeding them. Like, this is what you're supposed to say. And they were like, yeah, well, it seems like a plane. Yeah, for something like that, it had to be a plane. How do they know what hit the building? You know, okay, it had to be a plane. And right away they said, a 737. How they right away? Everybody was like, yeah, it's probably a 737. Probably hijacked. Yeah, I'm sure it was hijacked. And who would hijack? Yeah, well, the Middle East. And probably that Osama bin Laden. And I'm like, I'm serious. Like, within a minute, they went from, just happened, we have no information, we don't know what's going on, to, it's Osama bin Laden did it. I mean, come on. You know, George Bush, there was like an assassination, almost attempt that morning when he was jogging. I mean, everything. I mean, it's all done deal. It's all set up. But, Leanne, who owns everything? who funded both sides of every war. It wasn't the Middle East. But they're all tied together anyway. They're all tied together. Their one world religion is Luciferianism or climate change. I don't know. Climate change. Al Gore, that huckster. But he's a trip. He's a trip. I've got to find that pipe thing. I'm about ready to just... I actually have another viewer. I really want to do... I can't find my my vape thing because I'm out of marijuana. I have to go to the marijuana store, and you know I never want to leave my house ever. Grocery shop twice in what months? 6 months. But I got this screen recorder thing, and I want to do the video on the 9/11 the morning before, and my tree thing, you know, the stumps, tree stumps. And I don't know, did you hear when I was talking about, you know, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge and all that, trees, you know, the roots. So out. Oh, you're leaving? Go out? Where are you going? Go out. Who's going out? I'm not going out. I've got to go out. He can't go get my prescription. I have to go get it. Where am I going to go? I can't. You know, I don't know anybody. I don't even have money now because my mom. I don't know what to do. If you were here, my sister would pay me the money she owes me too. That would be nice. Oh, shoot. I can't... See, this sucks. This thing will not prop up. Oh. And, shit. You know what? I tell you what. I'm going to close this and try and figure out how to load my, software so I can do this on my computer and I could show pictures and stuff and do, like, a decent live video. Does that sound cool? Because this is just not working the way I wanted. I thought I'd be able to show you, you know, pictures and things like that. So, if anybody has a clue about how to do this software, please let me know. And I'm going to work on that. And we'll see if I can figure it out. I'll come back in a little while. But because I have some really, really significant things, I do a lot of research. And I just didn't know how to use the screen recorder, you know. But I'd like to do it live and go through the pictures and things like that. And then the focus isn't so much just on me either, but is that cool with everybody? Because please give me another chance to, you know, come back because I'm going to have to figure this out. And I have a lot of research. They don't make it easy. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you for the likes. You know, I'm sure there's all 2 of you out there. But these are going to get better. I don't know what I'm doing. This was winging it. I haven't got a clue. Lynn, I'll probably be talking to you in a bit. Keep an eye on Messenger or let me know. But thank you to the other person still there. Yeah, these are going to get better. This was kind of an experiment. I'll catch you later. Thank you. Bye.